We are live! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Invictus stream. My name is Justin James, and I am here with my wonderful friends, Chris.
Hello!
And Alex.
Hello!
You may have
Hello.
noticed... Hello! You may have noticed that there's only 3 of us today. 2 of our members are unfortunately no longer with us.
Killed off by zombies.
That's right. Yep, finally happened. We knew it would. If Harlan was going to die somehow, it was going to be zombies. So I'm happy for him. No. In actuality, Michael is away right now beating people up, preparing for the zombie apocalypse.
That's right, instructing martial arts.
Exactly. And Harlan, well, why don't we let Harlan tell you what he's up to? Oh.
Or not.
Or not, because my flash...
We lost him. Oh man, Harlan is sabotaging the stream well away. No, I think what he was going to say is Harlan's been away thinking of all the really cool games we're about to play. There's a lot of suggestions that we're seeing. And yeah, here's Justin again.
Or not, because my Flash player is not
out of
active
date
for some reason.
Oh no!
Send it to me. Maybe I can do it.
Give me.
Oh,
I think I can. I might be able to find a way.
Just send it through here. Send it through the
Okay.
chat. I'll open it up.
Well, I'm going to try.
Chris,
Oh, yeah.
you're only sound. There's no video.
No way.
Yeah, isn't he?
Nope.
Oh no, there he is.
Hey, here, 1 second. I'm going to send it through the chat, and Harlan will say hello. Let's see.
Hopefully. While he's getting that up going, speaking of Harlan, I wanted to show you guys all, since we're playing a zombie one, I want to show you all my my zombie, part of my zombie kit.
Oh, I got one of those.
I think we all got one of these.
Oh yeah, let me get mine.
Is
Just in
my
case.
Winchester Bowie knife.
Unnecessarily big knife.
Yeah, and this is a real knife. I will demonstrate with this piece of paper.
Oh god. See, I have this. This is my knobkerrie from like Africa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I also have my Winchester just in case.
Yeah.
I don't like taking it out.
Doing some zombie
so
killing.
do you want me to open this up for them?
Yeah,
Justin,
try open it up. Go to take the link and then click on YouTube. Do you have the YouTube?
I'll just
player?
open it in a new link, a new tab, and then I'll screen share. Does that work?
I think it does. I could screen share actually. Here,
Is this Harlan?
This is Harlan. I'm gonna try screen sharing, Chris. You might not need to. 1 second.
And while we're talking, while we're waiting for Harlan to say hi, oh, is this it here?
This is it.
Alrighty.
Screen
Who's
sharing.
excited? Who's on Facebook right now? Who's ready for tonight's game?
Here we go. Can you guys hear it?
Not yet. No.
Okay. If you can't hear it, then we're gonna wait. We will figure this out, everyone. Okay. So.
Things we should have done before we went live.
Yes.
Well, lousy Chrome. I don't know if you guys have ever had this program, but I like, or this problem, but my Flash player disables itself.
Oh.
Randomly.
Don't you just love technology?
I usually do. I usually love it, but
that's why the world's gonna end.
Okay. Well, let's just cut our losses. And well, I wish I could have played that for you guys. I'm a little disappointed.
Do you want me to try?
Yeah, give it a try. Do you have the YouTube?
I do. I'll just accept. I'm not even gonna read. I might become a centipede or whatever. Because
Okay,
I'm not reading the accept. I'm just gonna hit accept. Accept, whatever that is.
Okay.
And now, welcome to YouTube Hangouts. Okay. Click and add videos to playlist. Open this in YouTube.
So add videos is at the top right.
I'll just copy that in.
Always so entertaining.
Yes.
Ads. Push to, okay. Click on add videos on the top right hand side. Give feedback, share, add video. Here we go.
No sound.
How's that? Is that working?
No, we can't see anything.
All right, let me
Screen
try.
share on yours. There we go. There we go.
We can see it. No sound.
No sound. Well, there he is. Well, let's just.
Can you hear it?
Oh no. Oh,
Okay.
we're hoping you're all having a good time.
Okay, yeah, Alex.
Okay.
Alex, you do the voiceover.
Yeah. Oh, here I am in Vancouver, and we're having a great time, and everybody loves you, viewers, and I think you guys should play the game. You're Harlan, guys? Yeah.
I think so too. Sorry about that, everyone. If you would like to see the video, I am posting it to the Facebook page now, and you guys can hear Harlan say hello from British Columbia. I wish we could have got that working for you tonight, but hey, you know what? Technical difficulties, it happens. I say we move on.
I agree.
I agree too. But it is on the Facebook. Everybody can watch it on their own.
On their own. Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
What are we doing tonight?
Yannick commented, he says, smooth start. I agree, very smooth. The smoothest we've had. Fate RPG is the game we're going to be playing. And it's a really cool system. I've done a lot of research on it over the past couple weeks. And essentially what's so great about this game is just how versatile it is. It is basically a game that allows you to do whatever you want. And the main focus is on storytelling. So it revolves around something, a game mechanic that they call aspects. And I'll just give you a quick, brief description of what aspects are. And essentially there's two types. There's situational aspects and character aspects. So our two wonderful characters today, Alex and Chris, each of them will have a number of aspects that pertain to their character, whether that revolves around their personality or goals that they have or things that they struggle with, and that sort of thing. So those are character aspects. And as a GM, I can invoke those aspects, or I can compel them to use those aspects at times that may not be
convenient.
Exactly. So there is character aspects, and then there's also situational aspects, which are anything in the scene itself that may be used by a character to gain an advantage, or that could hinder them if the GM should so please. Here, 1 second. Yes. Okay. Oh, the aspects are there, and that's what really makes this game something. And you guys will get to know more about the aspects as the game starts. But I really want to get this game going. Before I do, I will say that this is an 18+ show. So if you're not 18+, it is maybe a good idea for you to close the video if you don't like what you're hearing. If we get too vulgar for you, or if things get too 18+ for you, just close the video, don't watch. It's okay.
You can handle it.
You can handle it, I think. Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to. If I was 16, I wouldn't have been able to handle it, but what can you do?
We are going to be saying some swear words, like fuck, shit, poop, ass.
And that being said, it is the zombie apocalypse, and so, swears are just kind of inevitable.
Everyday things, yeah.
Right? So there's that, and also, this is our first time playing the Fate core system. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, things that you think that we could do better, please don't hesitate to let us know and inform us how we could be using the mechanics more to our advantage. And other than that, that's all I have to say. Do you guys have anything to add before we start?
No, I'm so excited. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, me too. So I will quickly show you a character But I have made up. Oh, never mind. No, I will not. I will not do that. Things just aren't rolling for us. So we're going to jump into the game, okay? So you guys don't have anything to add. Facebook page, please join us on the Facebook page. It's in the comments below. And all right, let's get started.
Alrighty.
So this scene opens with darkness. Chris, Alex, your characters are lying on the cool, damp ground. And your head is killing you. And you open your eyes and look around you and see that you are surrounded by gravestones. You don't know where you are. You don't know how you got here. And quite frankly, you don't remember a thing. You don't remember anything about who you are. You don't even remember your name. You just see that there are gravestones and there is mist in the air all around you.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who are you?
What's going on? Why am I here? What have you done?
Why are you blaming on me all of a sudden immediately? I didn't do anything. What did you do to me? My head's killing.
Okay, well, if you don't know and I don't know, then somebody else is. Why are we in a cemetery?
Why are we in a graveyard? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look around. So it's foggy.
It's foggy. Yep.
Okay, first thing I do is I look at a gravestone and I pick the one that looks the newest.
Okay.
And I want to look at roughly the death year.
The year of the gravestone.
Yeah, so I'm going to look at the newest looking gravestone, the one that's in the best condition. Maybe it still has flowers laid down beside it or something like that, and look at the year of death.
Okay. So you go up to a gravestone and you see that the year is 1842. This is the newest looking one. They're all very old.
Okay.
But
so it's old still.
Yes.
Stone is crumbling a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And as you're looking around, I'm going to make you do a notice roll.
Four die?
Yes. So in Fate, for those of you who haven't played it, including us, we roll something called fudge dice, and essentially a fudge dice has a plus sign on it, a minus sign, and a blank side completely. So Chris, I'm going to have you roll 4 fudge dice.
I would love to. My nephew is here to help me roll.
Oh, good.
Okay, let me roll here. Oh, fudge. You said fate dice. You didn't say fudge dice, did you?
They are fudge dice, but they're also known as fate dice.
Hey,
buddy.
kid.
My name is Julian.
Your name is Julian. All right, buddy, you have to go upstairs. Hang on, let me just make sure. This is 18A, and clearly he's not ready. So I'll
Let's
be right
pretend
back.
he's a cat and drink.
Drink. Here you go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
See you in a bit, buddy.
While he's
Okay, so what did I get? So I got 3 blanks, which are equal to nothing, right? Neutrals.
Right.
And I got 1 positive.
Yeah.
So I'm at a +1.
So you got a +1. Do you have any skill? Could you bring up your character sheet?
I would love to bring up my character sheet. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So I've investigated as fair.
Investigate. Okay. So we could say that instead of rolling a notice roll, you're rolling an investigate.
I also have notice as fair.
Perfect. Okay, so we can roll that too.
Okay.
So you get to add +2 to your roll.
So I have a total of 3 now.
Okay. So looking around, you get a better idea of where you are in the grave. And Alex, you said that you wanted to do something as well?
Yeah, I just want to check my body, myself, for what I have on me. What do I have in my pockets?
Okay, so we'll get to that in just a second. We'll do what Chris finds.
Yep.
And looking around, you see that there is 2 sections of the graveyard. For now, we'll label them the west side and the east side. and certain gravestones are bigger than others, very varied sizes, varied designs. And then at the far end of the graveyard, it's probably only about 30, 40 feet, there is a mausoleum that is coming up out of the ground. Also with your notice roll, you see there is a shovel sticking out of one of the graves, and there is a man pushing himself up off the ground.
Okay.
Only about 5 feet away from it. So Alex, your character, what's your character's name, by the way, Alex?
Tim Sandbrook.
Okay. So you.
But he doesn't know that.
You look yourself.
No,
over,
I don't know that. Yeah.
And you do a notice roll.
All right. Oh shit. You gotta be kidding me. Negative, 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 negative.
Okay.
And my character sheet says that for notice, I have a +2, so I'm like -2.
Okay, so you're -2 on your notice roll. We're just getting used to the skills right now, so we're not going to give you any negative consequences at this moment. But in Fate, there are 4 different ways of succeeding or failing, outcomes to a roll. You can fail completely, you can tie, you can succeed, or you can succeed at a cost. So if you fail, then usually something bad happens, or you don't get the result that you find or that you want. Basically, you were just trying to search yourself. You don't really find anything on you, and your head's still kind of hurting, so you don't think that it's the biggest issue right now as to.
So I don't find anything on me. Whatever, I fail. Whatever.
So the person who's getting up off the ground gives up a moan. Oh.
Say, who are you? And why are we here? What have you done?
So he turns to you, shocked, and he's rubbing his head still, and he says, I don't know where the hell I am. Who are you?
Who am I? Well, I'm obviously someone important. I mean, look, I must be.
What makes you so important?
Well, I don't know, but all I know is we need to get out of here. Is it cold out?
It is pretty cold, and you notice that there is an unnatural light coming through the mist. It's nighttime, but there are clear white lights coming through the mist.
Like lanterns or lights lighting up the graveyard?
Something. It's hard to tell.
Okay, well, I'm going to walk towards one. I say, well, follow me, guys. It must be this way.
Okay. So,
just, I don't know, just to give some backstory on my character in one of my aspects, the trouble is reckless confidence. So I think I'm going to exude confidence in whatever I do, including when I don't know what's going on. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just, I know the way, guys. Come with me.
Okay, and Alex, do you follow him?
I get up and I look at this other guy, and I say, "What are you doing?"
He says, I just woke up. It's strange. Hey, what's that moving behind you?
So I look.
And you see another shorter man standing up, and he's rubbing his head too, and he's crying, he's whimpering.
Oh.
He's skinnier, looks to be about 17 years old, with spiky white hair or spiky blonde hair, and he's crying. He's like, I don't know where I am. Where am I?
I'm just curious. Am I hungry for brains?
No, you are not hungry for brains.
Just curious. Just curious. It's just very suspicious that I'm waking up in a graveyard.
You were talking about the character aspects, and we are going to be building your characters as we play. So if ever you guys, as you guys are recovering your memory, you may have a flashback of something in your life. You may remember a gun. You may remember a beacon, a beaker, or something that you can add to your character in order to flesh him out a little bit more and create more aspects.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
So this other boy sludges on the ground and he says, "Wait, I need to get home. I need to get home."
Hey,
Do you guys do anything about him?
I say, follow me. I'll find the way.
All right. So do a rapport or some sort of.
I have rapport.
You have rapport, okay?
It's average, but I can do it.
Okay.
But I have provoke. Does provoke? That's more for like taunting, right?
Yes, that's more for taunting someone.
Okay. Well, I will try to. Let's see. So +1, plus another 1 for the fact that I have it as one of my skills.
Okay, perfect. And is there anything about your personality that feels like you'd be good at doing this?
I have in my mind some basic. It almost feels like I was trained in. I picture people yelling at me, and I fell in the mud, and someone saying, "Get up, get up," and you just gotta push through. You gotta push through. And I remember, this feeling that no matter what the situation has, I gotta just keep going.
Okay.
So I feel like I can invoke that in other people now.
Okay. So I'm going to give you another aspect that you can add to your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called "Just Gotta Push Through."
Okay.
All right. And if you read through the Fate core book, for anybody watching, some of the aspects that they come up with are not just like, I am a happy person or observant or something like that. They're pretty unique. And I'll give you an example, like significant personality traits or beliefs. Sucker for a pretty face. Never leave a man behind. The only good person is a dead person, or something like that. They kind of turn it into a saying. So that's kind of what you're going for when you're making an
attribute,
an aspect. Okay. So that's something that could flesh out your character more as we continue to play. So because you have that as a character aspect, I'm going to say that if you want to right now, you can use a fate point to get an even higher bonus to get him to follow you.
How many fate points do I have? Am I spending a lot by using one?
You start with 3 fate points.
Okay.
And you use 1 in order to invoke an aspect. Now, I'm going to say that getting him to follow you and get up off the ground is going to be a difficulty of good. Okay, so you got to get a 3 in order to get him to get off the ground. So you can. Now, the cool thing about this that you don't get in Numenera, because you can kind of do this in Numenera with the experience system, is that you can roll the dice first. And then, if you miss your target by a little bit, after adding up all your skills and everything, you can say, all right, you know what? I'm going to use a fate point. I'm going to give myself a +2 bonus, or you can re-roll, and then I'm going to succeed at that, right?
So if I use 1 fate point, I get a +2.
Right.
And if I use 1, I could also re-roll. So the only way to purpose the re-roll is if I really need a 4 or more, really.
Exactly.
So I'm going to just use the fate point and convince him, because for me right now it just makes sense.
Well, roll first.
I did.
It might actually... Oh, you did. What was your?
Yeah, I got a +1 originally.
Okay.
+1 for having the push on through.
Okay.
Or is that not how it works?
That's not how that works. You can use
Let's
that.
roll again.
aspect.
Let's pretend I didn't roll, so we can do it one more
Okay.
time.
Yeah. Roll again.
There we are. So I got +2.
Okay. And add your skill.
So my skill, which is to Uh, not rapport. It is rapport, right?
Yes.
So I have 3, so I'm good. I'm successful.
Yeah. Well, you tie it,
Hmm.
and which means right now you're trying to overcome something. There's a lot of rules, and it's it's going to be a lot at first.
I'm going to use a fate point then as well to overcome.
Okay. So you use a fate point, you give it to me. That means you go down to 2 fate points instead of 3,
Yep.
and you succeed. You succeed with 2, which is just a regular success, and you attain your goal without any cost. So the boy gets up off the ground, and he says, "Oh, okay, all right, I'll follow you. Where do we have to go?"
Towards the light.
Okay, so you're going out into the mist.
Oh yeah.
And it's at,
I say, grab that shovel. We might need it.
Okay, and Alex?
it's at this point where I have a flashback, and I don't know what I did, but I just know that people that are like follow sheepishly or just real wimps really piss me off. It just irritates the hell out of me. So I see this kid and I'm crying. You see him crying, and I'm like, oh, what a freaking pussy. So it kind of pisses me off, and this kid just kind of irritates me. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm a bit of a can I give away any like my trouble aspect?
Yep,
Can I
yeah,
say
you
that?
can
Okay.
give away your
So
trouble.
I'm a bit of a selfish bastard. So I'm thinking, well, I'm not gonna get left here alone. So I get up and yeah, I'll come too, guys. I'll come too.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the aspect, don't be a wimp. All right? Does that sound fitting?
Yeah.
Or you can think of another phrase that better fits exactly what you feel your character is about.
Don't be a wuss. How about that?
Don't be a wuss. Yeah, so another way of creating aspects is just something that the character might say all the time.
Don't be a wuss.
Don't be a wuss. Like
All right,
catchphrases.
cool. Yeah.
All right, so you follow along, and the first man that woke up and says, I don't know if you guys should go out there. We don't even know where we are right now.
Sure we do. We're in a cemetery, clearly. We just got to get out of here.
But we can't see anything. The mist is too thick. We could go out there and just get lost.
That's why I'm going towards the light source. You can stay here if you want to, but clearly this is a better decision. Come with me if you're smart.
Okay, so roll
Hey,
another
buddy.
rapport roll.
All right, so I got 0.
Okay, 0.
0.
Oh dear. I'm
Oh.
kind of good at cooking.
All
Okay,
right,
so
hang on a second. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
no problem. So
Okay.
Alex, the man says, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay back here and just wait for someone or something, or just wait for the mist to clear up."
So I look back and I say, look, you could stay here, or you could come with us. I don't care though. Just stay out of my way because you're just gonna get in my way.
Okay, so with that, that is a great way of invoking your own trouble. Okay,
Right.
so you have an aspect that is very negative. You're a jerk.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can invoke that yourself, and you can gain one more fate point, and but then it's going to have a negative consequence.
Or I just kind of let it ride and let's see what he says. Or
Yep. But if you do allow yourself to invoke it, then you know that it's going to be a negative consequence.
well, I'll invoke it then. So I'll take a fate point, and I get a fate point, so it's 4, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So he says,
Hi, I'm Julian.
That was perfect.
he says, "I don't know who the hell you are, but you go out into the mist. I'll be fine right over here."
And I say,
And
fine. And
So he goes over to the graves and starts looking around. And you?
I am just gonna walk away, and I'm gonna follow Chris here, or this guy. Follow the guy who seems to know what he's doing. Because you know
Okay.
what? It might help me out.
All right. So you go into the mist, and you're looking around. You have to do an overcome action to get to the light source or figure out what the light source is. And the overcome is you're trying to beat the mist. Now it is very thick mist. It's going to be very difficult to get through this and find where you're actually going. So I'm going to say that it's actually a superb feat to actually figure it out. To overcome
wow.
this. So you're rolling for notice or investigation.
Who, me or Chris?
I would say Chris.
Okay.
Good. This is what it looks like.
Luckily, okay, now I have both notice and investigation. Can I use both?
No, you can't. You can only use one skill.
What's the difference between notice and investigate?
Investigate would be more looking for something specific. Noticing what I think would be noticing something that you weren't necessarily looking for.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, if that makes sense.
Yep, so now I have a +2 as a skill. Does that help me at all?
Yes. Yes, it does. It gets you up to 5.
For what
And-
skill?
Notice.
Oh, okay.
So I have 4 of them total of.
And Alex, I'm going to say that because you are working with him, you can do something. You can be teamwork. Okay, you can be teamwork. You can work together as a team.
No, let's be it. Let's be
teamwork, man.
Just be it. Can I have that as an aspect? Just be teamwork.
You can. You can put that as an aspect.
I don't want it as an aspect. I was lying.
Okay. So what is your skill for notice, Alex?
My skill for notice is a +2.
Okay.
So does
So you
that?
get to add that on.
Alrighty. So we beat that 5.
Yes, you beat the 5. So you make your way through the mist, and you're walking for only a few minutes when you reach a wall of stone. And
Did
you
my
put your hand
notice
on the
not
stone.
count for anything?
Yeah, oh yeah, it got you up to a 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't succeed with style because you got to a 7. So you just succeed at the task that you were trying to accomplish.
I see.
If
Cool.
you succeeded with an 8, then you would have done something impressive. So you make your way and you find a wall, a big stone wall, and the 3 of you look at it, and it goes up high as you can see, and at the very top of it, you think you can see that that's the source of where the light is coming from.
Huh.
Is it artificial? The light? Does it feel artificial? Is it like it's
course
nighttime,
it's
obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, yes, it's not the moon, obviously. So I guess it's artificial. Dumb question. Well, I guess it could be firelight. I guess it could be torchlight or something, but it's not. I can assume.
Right.
All right. I say, well, clearly we might as well walk along this wall until we find an exit. Follow me, guys.
So you guys start walking along.
Sure.
You're walking for about 5 minutes when you hear a blood-curdling scream come back from the way you came. And it's a woman's
Girl
voice.
or guy? Oh, she's like a soul singer.
That's even better.
Oh, by the way, are you guys keeping up track with the Facebook page?
Oh.
Oh, am I?
Keep an eye
Almost
on it, because
forgot.
that's the Facebook page is where everybody is going to be posting their comments and ideas. That's where Yannick posted
And Gabe.
we were having such a very good start.
Yes.
And yeah, if you guys can let me know what they say on Facebook, that'd be great, because hard to jump back and forth.
Right.
All right,
Will do.
so you hear a blood-curdling scream, and Dietrich says, "What was that?" The boy, who told you his name was Dietrich.
Oh, he found out. He remembered now.
He remembers his name. His name is Dietrich.
Diedrich.
Yeah.
That's a stupid name.
Are you invoking that?
I say that to him. Nice
He
name,
says,
loser.
he says, what was it? What was that? Did you hear it? You didn't hear it. Someone screamed.
Of course I heard it.
Yeah, it was probably that idiot back there who decided he's going to dig his own grave when he stayed behind.
Well, I don't suppose... I couldn't find my way back there even if I tried, so let's just move on.
Based on the sound, you probably could.
Well, I should change my mind.
But you
know
might
what?
not say that.
It's that way. But, okay, well, you know what? No, you know what? I'm going to move along the wall with a little bit more haste now. I say, well,
Okay.
they had the choice to come with us. They chose not to. Let's move on.
Do you think that could be an aspect of your personality?
Yeah, I could think so. I could be like what's it called? Cold decision maker? What's that called? Cold-hearted?
Sure, you could say that. It's kind of like a trouble, but
He's kind of cold-hearted, yeah.
How about
vindictive.
no, we'll just leave it as nothing right now. We might come back to it.
Okay, sure, but keep that in mind about your character.
Yep.
So you continue your way along the wall, and
How about
Dietrich.
calculating? I'm gonna make myself calculating.
Perfect. That's wonderful. So you can tell Dietrich is starting to panic a little bit more, and his head keeps on turning towards where the sound came from, and you hear some shouts and some cries from that direction.
So I would like to use my deceive skill,
Okay.
and turn to Diedrich and say, hey, I think you should go check it out. Those people might be willing to come over and join us.
You're trying to send
Go
him into
towards
the
the scream in the scary graveyard in the mist. Run that way.
Okay, all right. So
Seems a bit far-fetched, I guess.
he's probably
You
not
say it
going to
out
want
loud.
to. He's probably not going to want to, so I'm going to say that this is going to be we'll make it a good difficulty, so 3.
Alrighty. So I use my deceit of +4, and I get +4, 3, 2. So I only get a 2
A 2.
for that.
So that means you fail.
And he goes, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to stay with you guys. I say, shut up, you wuss.
Stop being a wuss.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
you can
rookie failure?
that's fine, and you can actually use a fate point to invoke your don't be a wuss. You can make him do that if you want to.
No, that's fine. Like, what do you mean invoke my don't be a wuss?
Your aspect, don't be a wuss, you're able to convince him. I could say that you're able to get a +2 by convincing him. Or by
No, that's fine. Whatever. I was just double checking his wussiness.
Okay. So he looks a lot wussier now, actually. So
What are you saying to that kid? Leave him
Don't
alone.
worry about it. Let's just keep looking for the exit of this damn place.
All right, so we keep moving along the wall. Does it change at all?
it doesn't change at all, but you do come across a bronze cross that is hacked into the wall and looks like it's rusty.
Bronze cross hacked into the wall.
All the while you hear screams and stuff coming from behind you.
Well, let me take that bronze cross as a weapon, being that I imagine it's fairly substantial in weight. So I will try to take it out of the wall if I can.
Okay, so you pull on it and do a physique roll.
Ooh, I have lots of physique. In fact, I'm neutral with physique. So, as far as physique goes, I have nothing that will help me. But I push on through. No? Okay, I'm going to use another fate. I'm going to use a fate thing here.
Okay. So that was your roll there, the plus and minus?
But I'm just going to use a fate.
Okay. To re-roll it or to do +2?
To re-roll. I'm a gambling man. I don't need fate points. +2. There we go. That was worth it.
Okay, so you've got, how many fate points do you have now? One?
I have one left.
One left.
All I
Okay.
need.
So you pull on it and it falls. It starts to fall. Like the cross is stuck in some rock that cracks and begins to fall on you. And I'm going to use that as a way of compelling the situation to be a little bit more dangerous for you.
Mm-hmm.
So the rock begins to fall on you, and you get a fate point for I'm compelling this situational aspect onto you.
Yep.
But you could get damaged. You have to jump out of the way, which is an athletics roll.
And I'm just kind of staying like off to the side here, watching this guy pull this thing out of the wall, and it almost lands on him. And like,
Okay. Neutral.
Neutral. Okay. So you don't have any athletics to add
Nope.
to it?
Nope.
Okay. So the rock falls on you, and
Good thing we brought the shovel.
I bet it
It's-
falls
it's
on
not-
him, but like it's a neutral, right? So it scratches him, but like
sure, it scratches you.
again.
So instead of, you're not going to take any consequences, which would be like if it fell and broke your shoulder or
Mhm.
something like that, but you are going to take a stress.
Okay.
All right, and so that will it's just one stress. That's all you need to take because it was an average trap, I guess.
Okay.
And,
Physical stress. I'll take one.
All right. So it crumbles and you're on the ground because the rock fell on you and everything. But Alex, you see inside that there's something glistening in the unnatural light behind where the rock fell from.
What's this? And I peer through and I investigate.
It looks like a box.
Ah, box. Can these guys see what I'm doing here?
Dietrich definitely can.
How could I not? I just pulled on this thing. The rock fell on me. He's above me looking at.
He's above you looking up. Yeah, I would say that
Yeah, okay.
you would probably notice.
He would
Unless
almost
you're
have to
being-
push past me to look at this thing in my mind.
Yes. So we can. I don't want to get bogged down. I don't want to get bogged down in roles, but we could say that Tim, Alex's character, is doing a stealth check, and Chris is doing a notice check, and you're trying to beat.
I'll let him stealth it out.
Well, sure. Okay, well, I was just gonna say, like, if they can see me, whatever. I was thinking of different ways I could go with this. Can I just investigate it? Like, if they can see me, I'm not gonna worry about stealthing.
Yep. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to investigate. So I reach in and grab the box. What is this thing?
Okay. So it's a box. Looks like you could open it. And before you open it, I need you to roll 3 d20s.
Oh.
You're dead. That's for damage.
1, 1, 1. Oh, 17, 9, 19. Could be
And you
worse.
can't roll that when you're a dwarf, can you?
That's not bad. Add that up.
Alrighty, I got my calculator here. 17, 9, 19, 45.
All right. So. Okay, so you open the box, and of all things, you find 2 bottles of what look to be liquor
Mm.
with a rope hanging out of it, or a cloth. And there's a lighter inside.
Ah. So this
Oh,
is
you
a
would know
special
what it
kind
is.
of flaming mo. I'm kidding. So I look at this and I say, I'm gonna keep this because there's gonna be something that I can throw this at. Whether it's a car or a cop, I don't fucking care.
All right, so there are 2
I'm
of them.
going to go like, who is this guy? Okay. All right.
There's 2 of them.
Yep.
So I take them like this, and am I wearing a jacket or something? Like,
Yep. You're wearing a leather jacket.
all right, so I just stick them in the pockets of the jacket. Like, at this point, can I recheck myself to see, like, am I wearing anything? Like, have I got anything else on me? A wallet, maybe?
It looks like you're wearing some strange clothes. They don't really match too well. It looks like someone else clothed you, basically.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't feel right to you what you're wearing. The jacket is just a little small.
It's
And
not stylish enough.
yeah, not for your liking.
Okay. But I don't have anything in
Um,
my pockets.
So was this wall going just in a straight line?
yes. Well, it seems to be curving. You can still hear shouts coming from the original spot, and it seems like you're kind of going in a circle, or it's an inlet of some sort.
I start to think to myself, or I'll say it loud, I was like, you know, I don't think we're supposed to get out of here. And say, perhaps we should start thinking of some contingency plans. And I say, you, in the leather jacket, start grabbing some of those stones. We'll make some sort of barricade just in case we need to protect ourselves.
You want me to make a barricade?
Yeah. If we dig down with a shovel, and then we get some stones, we can really protect ourselves.
You don't even know where we are. Like, we're in this fucking graveyard. You want me to build a barricade here? Why don't we just walk out? Like, let's just keep following the wall here, buddy. Like, what are you even doing? And I storm off, and I start walking in that direction.
Towards the noise?
No. You know what? Yeah. I say, like, what is all this commotion? Because I'm thinking in my head right now, as well as my character, like, if these guys are still fighting, like, if there's still noise going on over there, then it wasn't just someone that came up and killed another guy. There's, like, some confrontation going on. So I'm thinking maybe these guys have something better to do. And I turn to Diedrich and this other guy who I don't know his name, and I don't even know my name. And I say, listen, you can come with me. I'm going to go see what this shit's all about. Or you can dig a fucking hole here.
Did you guys bring the shovel?
Sorry for being so brutal.
Yeah.
I told Diedrich to grab it. I'm not sure if he brought it.
Okay. As a compel, I'm going to say that because he was so frightened and was kind of out of sorts, he didn't actually grab the shovel.
Then I wouldn't have said that.
But I am going to give you a fate point for that compel.
Okay.
All right. So you're making your way back, Alex?
Yeah.
And what about you, Chris?
Well, being that we have no shovel, well, I might as well. I mean, it makes no difference. I'm not learning anything by walking this way, so I might as well go back. Yep.
All right. So you make your way back through the mist, and it's pretty easy to get back to the graveyard. It's pretty noisy, and as you get through the mist, you start to see the outlines of many more than just two people. In fact, you see about 12 to 14 people just walking around upright, and in the middle, you see some confrontation. That's where the noises are coming from, the shouts and the screams.
So some sort of kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle, that's the right word, yeah.
Well,
So-
I will. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, at this point, like, I kind of go, oh, shit, there's like a bunch of people over there. Maybe I like duck behind this, what's it called? Gravestone? Here. Yeah. I'm just kind of like watching.
Okay. So, looking over the gravestone, you see a man and a woman. The man from before is standing in the middle of the two sections of graveyard, and he is pushing these other people to the ground. And these other people are like shambling towards them, and you see one of them has its jaw hanging off, and it's trying to grab onto these people, and looks like they're trying to bite them. And just as you think that, one of them grabs onto the man and bites into his arm.
Zombies.
And lets out a blood-curdling wail.
Okay. I have a flashback. And I remember experimenting on this image of this body, this cadaver strapped to a table, and me injecting it with this syringe. And that's really all I remember, is that me experimenting on dead bodies and things like that, and somehow this makes a connection in my mind.
Okay. Wonderful.
Okay.
So is that going to be your aspect?
Nope, not right now, but it's just something I remember.
Okay. Perfect.
And I turn to this guy over here, and I kind of go, You're staring off in a distance. What are you thinking about?"
He says, Oh, you tap that on.
Yeah, Chris. Sorry.
I say nothing. I just don't worry about it. We should get out of here.
I say, "Get back in the moment. Will you look at these people? They're fucking eating each other. What's going on?"
Okay. So as you turn back, you look. You see that the man is fighting off the zombies. He's doing a pretty good job, and there is a lady there too, and she's crouched at the mausoleum, and well, she's not crouched actually. She's got the shovel that Dietrich left behind, and she's banging at the door to the mausoleum, which seems to be locked. And every now and then she turns around and swings the shovel at a zombie and knocks it back a little bit, but they just keep getting back up.
Okay, because I'm a clever guy. My character's clever, not me personally. So I think, you know what? If she only lodged that shovel in, she could use the leverage to open the door, but the way she's doing it, bashing it, is not going to do anything. So I run over to her and I say, "Give me that."
Okay.
I shove it in the door.
So running over to her, there are a number of zombies in the way, okay? So you're going to have to do an overcome roll to get past them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're just shamblers, so they've only got an average ability to stop you. So you can try to do that. You're trying to beat a +1.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay. So you got a +3, and you use your athletics.
So I got +2 because you have a negative, right? So it cancels it.
Right, negative. And do you have any skills? Would you like to add to that? Because if you succeed with a +3 or more, you can do something. You succeed with style.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to use resources, if that's a thing.
Okay. How do you want to use it?
So how I'm going to do it is, knowing that there's all these mausoleums and these big tombstones, I'm going to run and see one coming towards me, and I'm actually going to push one of the tombstones over, one of the bigger ones, one of the big crosses, over, and hopefully like stop his way so he has to trip on it.
Okay, all right. So that, I'm going to have to get you to do another roll for that, because that is a type of roll called creating an advantage.
Okay.
So roll again, and you get to add your resources bonus to create that advantage.
And what's a resource bonus?
Plus, the resource bonus is +4, I think, for you, because you've got... I think that's what your character sheet says.
Okay.
Were you resourceful?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a skill.
Okay. Yeah, +4. So a total of +3.
+3. Okay. So you do succeed. You push that over, and now you have an advantage. As you're running over, you have an advantage to get a free invocation, which you can use that freely. You don't have to spend a fate point in order to make it an obstacle for the zombie.
Okay.
So basically, you get +2 to your overcome roll, your first roll.
So I'm successful.
You're successful, and you succeed with style. So something really good happens because of it,
Okay,
what-
so I think I'm just going to push one over and make an obstacle for the zombie, but has a domino effect, hits another one, and it teeters and actually lands into the door of the mausoleum and knocks it open.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say that it crashes into the door.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it doesn't crash quite into the door. It crashes into the side, but it does hit a zombie that was going to attack the lady,
Mm-hmm.
and it crushes its head against the side of the mausoleum.
Right, and the lady's just so stunned, like she just sees this guy's head explode,
Yeah.
and she kind of just stands there stunned. So it's easy for me to take the shovel out of her hand
Yep.
and get to try and.
And I stand up and I yell, "He just killed that guy!"
Somebody stop him!
I am not aware yet, being so stuck in reality, that these are zombies.
Okay. So do you want to use that as an aspect, that you are a realist?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
In a negative way.
So it can be a negative and it can be a positive, depending on the situation. All right. So once again, you guys keep on thinking of aspects. I think you've got a few that you still need, right?
Should I put that down for a realist?
Yeah, sure.
All right, and if I could at this time, no, because I still. Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna jump up and like being the selfish bastard that I am, I'm not so cruel that I like to see people die. So I mean, I jump up and I go up to the guy that's getting attacked by the zombies.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that I'm facing other men. So I start pushing. And then I realize at that moment that they're dead people.
Okay. So this is that's a good idea. So this is another instance where you are compelling yourself. You're putting yourself in a negative situation because your character is unaware.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a fate point for that.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And you go up to one of the zombies and you just kind of push it away and just like, are you like trying to talk to it?
I give like, hey buddy, take it easy, and I like push a zombie back.
Okay. So the zombie spins around and reaches for you in one fluid motion. And so it's making an attack against you. So it is going to roll to see whether or not it hits.
Is this the same for blue?
Okay, so actually no, you have to roll a defense.
Which is the 4 blue?
The 4 blue, yeah.
Rolled.
Okay, so it gets a +1. And you get a... What did you roll?
I
rolled
rolled
athletics.
Yeah, athletics. So athletics or physique? Because I don't have any athletics, but I do have a +3 physique.
Physique would be if you wanted to take the hit, and then...
Nope.
No,
So
okay.
I don't have any athletics. I do have fight.
Okay. No, fight would be if you were attacking it.
Okay. So no plus to that. I just got a -2.
So he does beat you.
Okay.
And he actually, because he got a +1, he beats you by 3 shifts, which means he succeeds with style. And you, so he'll actually do damage to you, unless you want to use a fate point.
I was just about to say, use a fate point.
Okay, so you're bumping that up to +2?
Yes.
Or sorry, to
a -1, giving him a +2, as opposed to a +3, right?
You rolled -2. You get +2 for your fate point, so that'll bring you up to 0.
Okay.
Okay, so you do that. You manage to take less damage than you would have if you hadn't used that fate point.
Okay.
How many fate points are you at now?
4.
4. Okay, so you take 1 stress though because he still managed to beat you.
Is that 1 fate point? Or is that one something else?
That is just one stress. So at
Okay.
the bottom of your character,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bottom
yeah.
left.
So I'll just say one physical stress. All
Okay.
right.
So we've had a turn for Chris, we've had a turn for Alex, and we've had a turn for the zombies. We'll say are moving towards you guys, and 2 of them are moving into you, Alex. We've got 5 of them moving into the front door. Diedrich is freaking out, and he's scared that this person in front of you just tried to take a bite out of you, but he just left the bruise. And the man, it looks like he's getting overwhelmed, the first man.
Okay. And he was also bit, right?
Yes, he was bit. So it looks like his one arm is bleeding.
And I mean, I've seen enough zombie movies to know I'm like, well, fuck that guy. So I say, Diedrich, let's go. Don't be a wuss and get over here. And I charge and run towards this mausoleum.
Okay. So right now we should be doing one action per turn.
Okay.
So we're gonna say we're back to Chris.
Mhm.
Unless it's like a series
Fair
of
enough.
actions to do one
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, so this
we're back to
mausoleum is obviously a stone mausoleum, and it's pretty heavy duty. So after I take the stone woman, I take the shovel away from her, and I lodge it in there. I say, help me. And I start pushing, and she's pushing with me, and it's not enough. And Tim, or Leather Coat as I know him, sees this as well. And I kind of gesture like for him to help me as well. And I can feel the wood on the handle of the shovel start to give way a little bit. And if we push much harder, it's going to break. So it's either going to be the door opens or the shovel breaks in the next heave. So I say
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and we push as hard as we can.
All right.
Hopefully it opens up.
So everybody combine your.
I'm just going to use a fate point, and I'm just going to say it opens up, but the shovel breaks. Can I do that? Can I invoke that?
We'll say that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
I'm down
I
to.
can use one because I got 4.
Yeah.
You got 1. I'll use a fate point and do that.
Okay. So does it open or does it snap? So I just say one or the other happens. I'll say.
Okay. So the door opens and
Okay.
the
And it
shovel
snaps.
does snap. So you succeed. There is a cost, and boom, the door smashes open, and everybody rushes inside, including the man who was running away from the zombies. He manages to get inside too, and you guys close the door
It's gonna be
behind.
so dark in there. It's such a bad idea. I said, Leather, Jack, take the lighter out.
Yeah. Good idea. And I reach in my pocket and I grab the lighter and a Molotov.
So
Okay.
go. Don't light it. Don't light it. But it's not a bad idea to take the cloth out and maybe light wrap it around because that's a natural. Like the alcohol will burn faster than it'll burn really quick.
Actually,
What?
because we just need it for light.
Yeah. So you could take the handle of the shovel, tie it
Correct
to
me
the
if I'm
handle of the
wrong.
shovel, and light it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a Molotov only explodes because it's thrown and it's
Right.
and the glass breaks. So I think this actually acts like
Lantern.
basically like a lantern. So I dip the liquid or the cloth in, I pull it back out so it's nice and wet, and I light it.
Okay, so you light it, and there's still zombies bashing on the door, trying to get in. And
So was it a grate door or what are we picturing?
it's a wooden door. Okay.
Okay.
What you were trying to break was the chain around it with the nut.
Okay. Yeah.
So you did manage to break that chain, and it was lucky because the shovel broke right afterwards. But you pull the doors open, or you push the doors open. You've got them pushed up, braced against the zombies, but they're trying to bash their way in.
And
All
so
you have
the zombies are trying to bash their way in,
Yes.
and I see the head of the shovel on the ground, and I'm holding it, and I say, Dietrich, grab the head of the shovel.
Okay, so I'm going to use a fate point. I'm going to
Mhm.
give it to you, Chris. I'm going to
Mhm.
say that Dietrich is too petrified. He is not able to grab the shovel head.
Okay.
In fact,
I was
he reaches for it, but he's shaking so much that it falls onto the ground and kind of skitters into the corner.
Right.
And I think, oh, can I jump in here? Or?
Yep, you can jump in.
And I think, and I look at Diedrich and I say, pull it together, kid, or you're gonna end up like that fucker out there. Using my "don't be a wuss" thing.
Okay. So
And
you're
I
using
kind of like grab him by the shoulder. I say, "Come on."
Okay, so you use a fate point to do that.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I
And
yell into the other guys. Find something I can lodge the door shut. Find something.
okay. So so Dietrich he nods and he runs over to the shovel and he picks it up and he looks like he's got a burst of confidence now after you did that, and he brings it back to Chris.
Keep
His
it
name
together,
is
man.
Forgotten, and you manage to lodge it into the door.
Yeah.
And as soon as you lodge it in, there's a couple bangs on the door, and the bangs stop.
Maybe they're gone. Just kidding.
Hey guys, there's beer in here.
Oh, nice. This is gonna be okay.
So did you guys light the Molotov or the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it.
So you've lit it, and you finally have a chance to look around, and you actually hear the woman who's panting heavily. She says, "Where the hell are we?" And as you look around, you see that you are in a. It doesn't look like a mausoleum at all. It's not. There isn't a tomb or anything. It's just a plain gray box of a room, and a stairs leading down at the far end of the room.
Well,
So I really only way for us to go, is there?
listen, lady. I don't know where we are. I don't even know who these people are. I don't even know who myself is. Who I am? Who I am.
Oh, I am.
I don't even know who I am.
I don't even know grammar. So is there? How many people are in with us? We have Dietrich. We have a woman.
Yes, you have Dietrich. You have a woman. You have the black guy, and who says his name is Lawrence.
Okay.
He's black.
His name's Lawrence, though.
Yeah. So there's 5 of you.
Okay.
And
Can you guys check your pockets? Do we have anything on us? Dietrich, what do you got? Turn your pockets out.
He does, and he says, I don't have anything. There's nothing on me.
So I find a little knife on me
Okay, you can use a fate point to get that.
and a syringe.
Okay.
So I will use one of my fate last. I think I have 2 fate points because I got given one. I was
Okay.
given one. So I'll use 1 fate point, and I'm going to use the syringe and not the knife. Even though the knife will be more useful, I like the mystery syringe.
Okay. All
How do
right.
you know who had on you?
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm using a
Oh.
fate point to say that's what I had on me. I'm starting to get this game. You
So-
just hit and spend fate points.
I was gonna say because I still haven't found what I have on me, and
So, fate pointed up. Oh,
Yeah,
I have anti-zombie spray.
Well, I'll find a way to make that make sense. But hopefully it'll all make sense to you soon. So you do manage to find a knife.
Nice.
It's not much. It's just like it's a smaller version of this.
How much smaller?
About a quarter of the size, which is still pretty big.
It's not how big it is, it's how you use it, Justin.
Right. Yes. of
Jeez.
course. It's like a parasealer. And so you make your way down the stairs with this small knife.
Yep,
Okay.
I do. And I say, give me the lantern. Or better yet, here, take the knife and you go first.
Do you go
I
first,
say-
Alex?
and I say, "Give me that," and I grab the knife, and I say, "Just in case I don't come back," and I toss him the other Molotov. I don't throw it. It's not
Okay,
lit.
Yeah. You just toss it
Just-
to him.
Hand it to him. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to give you a fate point if the Molotov smashes on the ground.
No.
Okay, so you give me a fate point.
I have to take one away again.
Yeah.
All right.
So it is dark in there.
All
Why
right.
are you throwing the Molotov?
I tossed it to you.
What?
Not the lit one.
Yeah,
unlit.
I throw him the knife, too.
No, you've given me
Targeted-
the authority. Don't throw it. You
Throw me,
started here.
throw me the Molotov, I'll throw you the switchblade. Ready?
So
Good idea, bad
I-
idea.
I'm going
the
down.
lady.
I don't know if you were listening though, Chris. I said,
Yeah.
"Here, take this Molotov."
Oh,
because
okay.
I don't come back.
But Justin made you throw it to me.
Well, I said I threw it, but
Good decision.
So did you use the fate point or no?
I did.
No, that's good.
Okay,
That's
all
good.
right. So you guys make your way down. Everybody's following. and it's quiet. There isn't a sound. You can't hear any moans outside. You can't hear. You can only hear yourself breathing. And at the
Is it
bottom of the
damp?
stairs, what's that?
Is it damp down there?
It's not damp. It's dry and it's clean. The walls are just smooth concrete as you're going down steps. They're pristine. And at the bottom of the stairs, the hallway opens up into a much larger room, but it's completely dark inside. But at the corner of before you went into the room, at the top of the door, there was a camera pointing at you.
It's like Cabin in the Woods. Okay. I have a flashback, and I remember working on the cadaver again and hearing outside the sound of whistling bombs as they're coming down, and this concrete structure shaking and sand coming down, and someone yelling at me to hurry up and get it done, and then I come back to.
Okay. Is there an aspect there works well under pressure?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, you guys do you all make your way into the room?
I'm gonna say cool as a cucumber in hot sauce.
Nice. I dig that. So you guys do make your way into the room eventually. There's some hesitance, but you do make your way into the room eventually, as you don't have many options.
Mm-hmm.
And you're standing there, and you get about halfway into the room, when all of a sudden, the room is filled with light, and you hear cheering, like a huge crowd cheering for you, big speakers in the wall or something. And looking around, you see that the walls are giant television screens.
Whoa.
And on those screens are people cheering and waving flags and colors at you. And after a few moments of that, you see a man on the screen wearing a red sparkly vest, and he's got a microphone in his hands, and he says, "Hello all, and welcome to another episode of The Running Dead, brought to you by the Church of Retribution. I'm your host, Garland Huxley, and I am here with another 5 painfully provocative contestants. That's right, folks. It's humanity's favorite game show, and boy, do we have a show for you tonight. If you're just
Garland
tuning in,
Huxley.
Garland Huxley, yes.
Okay.
That's his name. If you're just tuning in for the first time, and frankly, I'm not sure how that's possible, here's what you need to know. So he's going on, he's giving a speech. Are you guys doing anything during this speech, or are you just listening?
Our floors, my jaw is dropped. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've been like, honestly, it's like, what? Is anything coming back to me? Does this sound like something?
So you're kind of stunned.
Oh, big time.
Okay.
And I am furious. I am just like so over the top angry. I'm like, I start like yelling, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
But it
Is this
doesn't
one of those weird Japanese game shows?
It doesn't look like he can hear you. There probably isn't a mic in the room. Maybe there is. Who knows? So he says, quite simply, this is the show where 5 contestants are put through 5 distinctly unique rooms, each one testing their strength, wit, and most of all, courage. There will be excitement, there will be death, and there will be retribution. For believe me when I say that each of these sinning contestants deserves this sentence.
And
However,
I turn to the camera and I go, sorry.
However, there is a prize to be had for any contestant who survived this crucible. Does anyone know what that is? And the audience hushes as he turns to address them. Why, it's divine amnesty, of course. What better prize exists?
Amnesty.
Now, I'll admit, the odds are stacked against these 5 individuals. But contestants, you are not alone. Here at The Running Dead, we value our audience so much that we are giving them the power to determine your fate. If someone likes you, they may decide to sponsor you. They may send you something very helpful to fight off hordes of the undead. Careful, though. If you displease them, you may find that any audience intervention that comes your way may not be so generous.
Gabe, help me.
So
Help me, Gabe.
a friendly word of advice, put on a good show, and you may just live to taste freedom once again. And the crowd cheers once again as the host gestures to the audience and does a sweeping bow. Now, on that note, it's almost time for our contestants to venture their way into room number 2. But before they do, they should know about one more thing. Contestants, keep your eyes open for these symbols. And he shows you 3 crosses. One of them bronze, one of them silver, and one of them gold. And they will lead you to containers holding potentially very useful items. Once again, you're going to have to tread with caution. If you feel like an audience member has it in for you, you may be very disappointed by what you find inside. You have been warned. So, audience, are you ready? And the crowd cheers louder than ever before. And then he says, contestants, are you ready? And he looks straight at the screen.
I spit at it.
Oh, and the audience boos a little bit. Boo.
Can I just say, metagaming, if you've stuck out this long, isn't this like a great change all of a sudden? It's like you've earned it. If you are stumbling at the beginning, this was like, great, this is cool. All right, way to go,
Good.
people, if you're watching. This is fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't even look. I just come on, let's get out of here. And I walk forward.
Okay.
Where'd you go?
So he says, whoa, now, slow down. I haven't even unlocked the door yet. And the crowd begins to laugh. Ah! All right, then. The second room awaits you beyond these doors, and a part of the TV at the other end of the room disappears, and you see 2 doors there. Good luck, contestants. Oh, and one more thing. I hope you don't have a date. The queen might just get jealous. See you on the other side. He gives you a wink, and then
Zip.
the doors open. And the TV turns off.
I hope you don't have a date. What is that, a Indiana Jones reference? Oh, my memories are coming back to me.
Oh God, what did they do with the 4th one?
Do you
I
want
want him gone. I want him gone.
to use that as an aspect, Alex? Movie buff?
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna put
There
that
you
in.
I
Okay.
have to remember Crystal Skull.
All right. So you guys make
Don't
your way
need the
through the
date.
doors.
Yeah, we're gonna do it like. I look back at everyone and said, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's gonna be through these doors. These people are sick. It could be anything.
And I say, listen, I bet there's fucking zombies in there. Open the door, I'm gonna whip this
And
Molotov through.
the lady says, whoa, we don't even know what's in there. Maybe it's filled with gas tanks or something. We could make this worse for ourselves.
All right, so plus that could be our only source of light. Well, actually, it's light in here now, isn't it?
Not yet. No, it's dark. There's dim lights.
So
So
the
those
lights
through the
came
door.
on for that meeting or that
Yeah.
that TV, and then they've gone out to
TV
just
lights.
kind of emergency lighting type thing.
Right.
Hang on to it. What am I to call you?
Me?
Yes, you. What am I to call you?
And I have a flashback to lots of paperwork. And I'm like, Tim. And I keep seeing Tim all over everything. I'm like, Tim.
Cool. Visual memory.
Just call me Tim. Yeah.
And I say, okay. And I remember, yeah, call me, I think I was a doctor. Just call me doctor.
All right, doctor.
I'd say,
What's
The
your
doctor?
name, lady?
yeah, what are we calling the lady?
The lady's name is Brenda.
Brenda.
And she makes it clear that she just wants to survive, and she thinks that we should all work together.
Yeah.
Sounds like some people are gonna die.
Yeah, work together to save your own ass, lady. I'm sticking up for me.
Brenda, me and you can work together. Anybody else who wants to work with me, we can do that. He can be on his own. I'm not with him.
And the man whose arm is bandaged and bitten, he says, "Let's just get on with it."
He's there
Alright.
with us?
Yep.
All
He's
right,
there.
let's move on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We can handle it, guys. Just stick together, and I push on. Give
So
me the
you
knife.
you move into the hallway in front of you, and you
With the
see
light.
there is a red light illuminating the hallway. And as you step over the threshold, there is a marble floor. And the walls, instead of walls, there are lockers
Huh.
and an exit sign at the end of the hallway with two double doors, or a double door at the end.
Kind of like a high school or something.
Exactly like a high school.
So, I don't know about you guys, but this show is already pretty fucked up. I'm thinking that there's probably some booby traps in these lockers. So if you get stabbed in the face, don't come crying to me. And I,
Thanks for that.
yeah, and I start listening into one locker.
Okay, so you go to listen in at one of the lockers, and you don't hear anything, but you listen at a couple of them.
I
And you
wanted him
put-
to get stabbed in the face so bad. Then. If you get stabbed in the face, don't cry to me. Stabbed in the face.
You put your head up against one of the lockers, and as you're leaning your head in, you see something distorting your vision. It breaks the clean painted surface of the locker, and you look back. You focus on it, and it's a bronze cross.
Ooh.
But
And
this is the only locker with an actual lock.
I
on
was
it.
just about to ask that. It's the only locker with a lock on it, eh? This must be the bronze cross, guys.
So let's look at all the other lockers. Is there anything in them, even though they don't have a lock on it? I go around and start opening them up.
Just opening them up, the only locker with anything in it is possibly the one with the lock.
Okay. So this must be the bronze cross they're talking about. How do we get this lock off of it?
What kind of lock is it? Is it an old school, like Dudley school lock?
It's just a regular.
With a smiley face on it?
Yeah. There's a smiley face on it.
On the back, does it have the code still on it? Like the sticker that people forget to take off sometimes?
If you have a fate point, you can make that so.
I did. I just did. I'm out of fate points, but it was worth it.
So there you go. You have the idea to look on the back, and sure enough, it is there.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Okay.
All right.
What's inside? Chris gets
So
it.
you put the code in, and you open the door, and I want you to roll 3 d20s.
No, you know what? I would say it to Tim. I wouldn't be there doing it. I'd say, Tim, check the back. Sometimes the code's still on there.
Oh, okay.
What are you giggling
So I
about?
do.
All
He
right.
passed it out to me. So you do. I'm the one that's going to get stabbed in the face.
No, I was doing it because I thought it was gonna be. No, I'll do it. I just thought there was gonna be something cool in it, and you deserve it. But
Well.
you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Sure, okay.
I open it. I open it.
Okay.
Go.
So 3 d20s.
I push them aside. No, it's not 3 to the right, 1 to the left. It's 2 to the right, once around. So I do it. I open it. I go. That's how it's done.
And roll 3 d20s.
Oh, sorry. That's how that's done. 3d20s?
Yeah.
Well, these are so good. Oh, so good. So 21, 33.
33. Okay. So you open it, and inside you find a hand axe, which was suggested by our good friend Michael, who isn't here today.
Oh.
Yay! Is that like he did this on the fly just now?
Nope. He gave a suggestion during the week,
It was.
and that suggestion made it to the master list.
Nice.
And also, before we go on, people watching, you have an opportunity to spend some experience here, and I'm going to post exactly how you can spend them right now. Community experience spending. Copy and paste this into Facebook, and bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Look at the Facebook post that I just put up, and you will know how to spend your experience on this game by either helping the players or hindering them. All right. So, it's a hand axe, regular fire axe. It's got the pick on the back, and it's got the red head.
They're like the weapon of choice for zombie apocalypse.
Exactly.
Just a side note, if you're giving suggestions on the Facebook page, please write it in the comment of Justin's notification there so that they're not all over the place and hard to find.
Perfect.
Go on.
Okay, so you guys finish in the hallway, and then you move on past those two double doors. And inside, you see it's dimly lit. There is a stage at the far end, and it looks like the gymnasium. And there is a faint light coming from the stage that is illuminating a ton of people, maybe 50, 60 people in the room that aren't moving. They're just standing.
What are they facing?
They're facing in a number of different directions.
Oh, they're just standing.
They're just
And
standing there.
I say to the guys, to the other four with us, be very quiet.
It's wabbit season.
And I take the. And I'm not just gonna do it. I'm gonna ask the group. Should I just throw this Molotov at that group?
How do we know they're not just innocent people?
How do we know they are innocent people?
And as you say that, the lights, they burst on, and in front of you are a number of people. They look to be in high school, and they've got their heads down, and as the lights turn on, their heads go up, and they begin walking around and shaking hands and laughing and and smiling and.
I don't remember high school being like that. I remember it being a lot crappier.
Okay, actually, no. There's a bunch of guys on one side. There's a bunch of girls on the other side. And
they're pushing a kid that looks like Chris into a locker.
And a kid that looks like Alex.
Actually, it's Harlan Guthrie pushing a kid that looks like Chris into a locker.
Exactly.
So, good thing I didn't throw that Molotov, eh?
And you make your way inside, and everybody seems to be having a good time. And the people are actually looking at you as you walk in, and some people don't look like they recognize you. And one girl actually runs up to you, Tim, and says, "Hi there. What's your name?"
Tim.
Nice to meet you. I'm Candace. I'm a cheerleader.
Hey, listen, where are we?
And as you talk to her, you see that she is smiling, but there's something about her that is just lacking emotion. It's something that you can't quite put your finger on, but there's something fake about her. Might just be her personality. But you do notice, and in the other people that are having good conversations or whatever, there's something that just doesn't seem genuine about it. And she says,
like the Joker potion, gas.
I'm thinking robots.
Oh, robots.
Maybe robots. She says, "I'm sorry, I got distracted. What did you say?"
What are you doing here? Why are you so happy?
Well, it's senior prom, silly.
Oh.
Do you have a date?
Explains why all you kids were sitting at desks right before senior prom in the gymnasium.
They weren't sitting at desks, were they?
We were sitting at
Oh,
desks.
they weren't? I thought they had their heads down. Sorry. I was picturing
So
desks.
I'm going to give you a fate point.
Awesome.
I'm going to give you a fate point, and she kind of takes a step back from you and says, "You don't belong here."
Uh-oh. Shit's going down. I said, "Of course he does." I step in, I say, "That's Tim. Don't you know he's on the football team?"
Oh, okay.
I play along. Yeah. Go along.
So she's like, oh, okay, football team. Wow, cool. I'm a cheerleader. And as she says that, the lights dim, and someone comes on the PA and says, "All right, kids, it's time to announce the victor of prom queen. And there's a drum roll. That's how I do drum rolls. And
Christmas vacation.
and he says, "It's Veronica May. Congratulations, Veronica. Why don't you come up here?" And
Oh my God!
a very pretty girl walks up the stage and begins like smiling and waving, and someone hands her flowers, and someone puts a tiara on her
And
head.
Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely, starts playing.
Yeah, exactly. And she walks up to the microphone and she says, "Oh, I want to thank you guys so much. I've had a wonderful year with all of you. There isn't a single person in this room that I don't love and care about."
And then it occurs to me what I must do, and I take the axe. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And she kind of staggers in her speech, and she says, "Excuse me, sorry. Yes, I want to thank all of you for." And she kind of goes over on her knees, and the lady who handed her the flowers steps up to her and says, "Veronica, are you okay?" And she holds the head up. She says, I'm and
Pregnant.
she lifts her head up in one quick motion, and all of a sudden something flies out of her mouth, and you can't exactly see what it is, but people start screaming, and she collapses to the ground on the stage.
Whoa. So is everybody just running around frantically like, oh?
People are screaming. One person says, "Oh, it touched me! It touched me!"
Are they bats? I'm just.
Nope.
No.
Nope, you don't see anything flying around the room. So the lights come back on, and you see a crowd of people starting to form around the stage, and you see like kind of the rejects, the freaks kind of standing in the corner, like, "Oh, I don't really care." Do you guys do anything?
I didn't vote for her anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around and look for an exit. I'm trying all like the gym door exits.
Okay, so all the gym door exits are locked. There's only two on the left side that you assume would lead outside. But you turn and you do see that there is a door behind the stage. And I'm going to give you a fate point because those doors to the outside are locked, and the only door that you can see is at the top right of the stage. Because that
Okay,
might complicate things.
I walk over to Tim and I say, "I have an idea. Give me one of the bottles."
I did give you one earlier.
Thanks for that earlier. Just wanted to come over and say thank you. And I walk over to the punch and I pour it into the punch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I put only half of it. I put the rest in my pocket.
Yeah. Okay.
I get this. I figured it out. And then I walk towards those doors.
All right.
Spike the
So
punch.
you begin walking, and you get about midway through the crowd, and all of a sudden you hear a blood-curdling scream come from the stage, and you look up because you're slightly taller than most of the people here, and you can see the stage. You can see Veronica has taken a bite out of the principal that was leaning over her.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
then really quickly, the principal stands up. She doesn't even fall to the ground. She's got blood oozing from her neck, and all of a sudden that blood turns black, and she turns and grabs someone next to her and starts biting her.
I yell to everybody. I say, "Tim and Dietrich and Becca."
Barb. Brenda.
Brenda. It's
Brenda.
Brenda.
And
Sorry,
guy
Brenda.
with the hurting arm.
This way. And I say, "Look, there's doors. We gotta get there."
Yeah.
Okay.
We all in a line flee. Whoa.
Okay. So in a line, you make your way to about midway through the... Are you going through the crowd? I take it you're going... taking the
On
side?
the walls, hugging the wall. So that way
Yeah.
we can.
Hugging the walls. Okay, so first of all, hugging the walls, and as you're making your way forward, Chris, you in the lead, or Doctor, you see a man who, when they announced the victor, he actually shot confetti into the air using a potato gun. And you see him there, and he doesn't know what to do. He's got his potato gun there. But also, Alex, or Tim, you happen to be just looking at this one person, and it's actually Candace, who we were speaking to earlier,
I knew it.
and something flies
High school girl.
you see something actually crawling up her arm, gets to her neck, and then goes inside her mouth, and it's like a
Oh,
slug.
cool.
It's a slug.
It's a black slug that's about
Ugh.
this long. This is, you assume, is what shot out of Veronica's mouth.
Okay, okay. And so I take note of this, and I don't tell the other people in my group
Okay, all right.
because I am a selfish bastard, and I'm gonna basically do whatever I can to survive this and get amnesty. So yeah, I just take note of that.
Okay. So you guys are making your way through the room, and people are screaming. You see on the stage, there's probably about 4 zombies that are jumping off of the stage, or just stepping down and stumbling and picking themselves up. And high school students are like looking around. They're like, "What's going on?" Still, they don't seem to have gotten the hint that this is a zombie attack somehow. And as you're making your way through, you hear a cry from behind you as whatever was in Candace's mouth leaps from her mouth and goes into someone else's mouth, leaving Candace a soulless zombie.
Wild.
Hmm.
So
So there's chaos on the
This
stage.
is why you use protection when you go to your prom.
See,
But
That
Come
message
on.
brought to you by the Invictus Stream.
That's how zombies start. All right, so we're running to the front.
Yep. And
And
the
I'm just-
stage,
I'm axing my way to the front.
you just axing anybody?
Yep.
Anybody you see. Okay, so high school students
All
are
of the above.
falling in front of you. There are zombies falling in front of you. Use a fate point if you want to make it to the stage unscathed.
I don't have any left.
You don't have any left. Okay, so I'm
Nope.
going to give you a fate point, and I'm going to say that as you are doing this, you feel something on your cheek, a wet slap.
Ah,
And you
slug.
feel something crawling around you and trying to get into your mouth.
all right, and I yell, "Close your goddamn mouth, you fucking!" And then,
What? What did you say?
and am I close enough to reach him? I'm close enough
Yep.
to reach him, and I
Good thing I brought this salt with me. Ah.
I slap him, like right where that. I slap that thing off his face.
Okay, I'm going to give you a fate point if you miss and you slap him in the face. But you have to give me one if you don't let that happen.
If I don't let that happen,
Then
do I
hit
still hit it?
defeating. Yep.
Yeah. But you have to use a fate point. Is it worth it?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Let's see what happens when you slap me in the face.
All right, give me a fate point. I slap him in the face.
Okay, so you get a fate point, and the slug moves up onto Chris's forehead, dodging, and makes his way down, and you slap Chris in the face, and Chris, do you open your mouth to protest?
Well,
I'm going to make you roll, and I'm going to forget about skills right now. You can get a +2 if you think that you have an aspect that would help you, but we're going to forget about your actual skills. And if you get a higher than a 2, then you succeed.
what am I rolling? A 1d6?
Nope, all 4 of the 4 fate dice.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
know.
let's
I know what
Let's
we're
just-
missing here.
bam. Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah, so you open your mouth, and I'm going to give you a fate point. The slug crawls in.
Delicious. And I take a swig of
Delicious.
You take a swig of
alcohol.
alcohol, eh?
Chaser. No, I
No.
don't do that. That's
You
disgusting.
You could do a fate point.
Do I think the alcohol will kill it? Do I think maybe?
If you use a fate point, the alcohol will kill it.
Oh, I have a fate point now because I just swallowed a slug. So
I think you're at 2
conveniently-
fate points now, because first the zombie attacked you, or the thing attacked you, and then I gave you another one for it going into your mouth.
All right, so I take a swig of that moonshine that we have because it's super strong alcohol.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm going to give myself another fate point, and I underestimated the potency of this alcohol, and I get a little bit out
Tipsy.
drunk as well. Yeah.
Okay, so write that down on as a mild consequence.
Ooh, mild.
Okay, so you are drunk, or you're tipsy,
I'm going to say inebriated.
inebriated. That's a good word. Yeah, or you could say, "Hello, Ossifer." That could
Yeah.
be it.
What seems to be the problem, Ossifer?
Yeah. All right. So you take a swig of this stuff, and yes, you underestimate it, but you do feel that whatever the slug is, it is dissolving in your throat as it's trying to make its way down, and immediately as it hits your stomach, you bend over and you retch.
Nice.
So I'm gonna give you another fate point.
Oh, earned
This
them.
is the time where a zombie reaches over and tries to take a bite out of you.
So if I let this happen, I have a bite taken out of me?
But before that,
Alex can try to stop it.
Remember, Chris, he also slashed a bunch of zombies and humans, doesn't matter who, with an axe.
Right, so
And
there's
that.
less of them. There's
Yeah.
less of them.
Anyways,
All right, so
yeah.
I'm gonna let it happen. Come on, save me, Tim. Let's see the good nature of you.
Do I have any good nature?
I have an axe, remember, so we might be losing the axe.
Oh, this is the picture that. Sorry, on a side note, this is what Gabe thinks of what the slug looks like. Let me just share this with you quickly while I'm thinking.
Oh, that
I
is
would
gross.
say that is what they look like.
Thank you for that beautiful image. And actually, the slug is from a movie that Hans Ziegler suggested for a zombie type called Night of the Creeps.
Oh. Yeah, know that one
Okay.
actually. Okay. I
So-
don't have any weapons on me, do I? I've only got this. But yeah, you know what? I go up and I grab the zombie that's reaching over to the doctor,
Okay.
and I just kind of like grab him by the shoulders and pull him back. Whoa.
All
I
right.
can't hear you. Hold on. I just pulled my headphones out.
Sure.
Hold on. What are you saying?
So you do manage to pull him off and
Okay.
throw him into the crowd. And as you turn, you see that one of the zombies has grabbed Lawrence, and he's
That's the
trying
guy with bit arm?
yeah. He's screaming. He's trying to fight it off, but it seems much stronger than the other ones, and it takes a big bite out of Lawrence's neck.
Sorry, Lawrence.
And Brenda screams, "Ah!" and Dietrich is crying, and they're both pushing off zombies and trying to stay alive too.
And I say, I turn to.
Oh yes, that is it.
Took it the whole time.
Yeah.
And I turn to the doctor and Diedrich and Brenda, and I say, "Come on, you fucking wusses, let's get the hell out of here." And
All right.
I use that aspect to really snap them out of it and like, let's get to the next room.
Okay.
Forget
so-
I was gonna make a really gross joke, and I don't know if it's 18A. I was gonna say, isn't it ironic that the prom queen was gagging after reaching the crown, and that's how she got the crown in the first place? Well, let's just move on.
All right.
Clever.
I'm happy to do that.
I liked it.
You guys you managed to get forward, but I'm going to give both of you a fate point because the zombies have got you cornered. There are 12 zombies, 3 of which are on the stairs walking towards you, and there are 7 or 8 of them and that are from the gym that are shambling towards you, and it's the 3 of you in the corner and the dude with the potato launcher standing there.
Oh, so the dude with the potato launcher is not dead.
He's not dead. He's still kicking. He's in the corner. He's like, whoa, I shouldn't have smoked. I don't even know what's going on, man.
So big. So I'm thinking at this point, I've got this Molotov cocktail in my hand.
Potato launch it.
Yeah, but how is that gonna? Because how far are these zombies away from us? Like 10 feet?
They're, yeah, about 10 feet.
So, but the guy with the potato launcher, he's not with us. He's across the room.
He is with you. Yeah, no, he's in the corner with you. Yeah, you guys are at, like, if you were still at the door where you came in, he is at the far left.
Okay, so I'm going to use one of my skills, which is to craft.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over to one of the tables that's right next to us because they have food at these problems too, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to grab a bunch of like the cutlery. I'm going to cram it into the potato launcher, taking it off him, and try to shoot it at the closest guy.
Okay, and what is your skill in craft?
It is very high. +2.
+2. Okay. So I'm going to make you roll for it to see just how effective it is. But that.
Oh, it's very effective. In the
Oh.
wrong way.
In the wrong way. Okay. So you
I
get
have an idea.
2, and you got -3. So
Mhm.
you're at -1 right now.
Yeah.
You could make it succeed by using a
Nope.
fate point.
No, I want to see what happens when I try to load a potato cannon with cutlery.
Okay. You get it all in there, but as you are bringing it up to get your hand to the trigger, you accidentally trigger it as it's aiming up.
Hmm.
And the cutlery fires into the air and hits the ceiling with such force that it bounces back towards you.
Nice.
And cutlery is flying at you. And I'm going to give you both fate points because you both get hit, and you have to take a stress.
Ah, so I'm at 2 stresses now.
Unless I can deceive the cutlery.
No, no, you can't.
I'm not standing.
I'm one of you.
But you don't
I'm
have to
one of
take the
you.
fate point. You don't have to take the fate point. I won't make you. Oh yeah, you will. You would have to pay a fate point to get away from it, to dodge it.
I'll take it. I'll take the stress.
Okay, so you guys are at. You're at 1 stress. Tim and Chris is at.
2 stress.
Now
No, I'm
that
at
first
2 as
stress.
well.
Now, when were those stresses given to you? In the first game?
One was when no. Well, we've only played this one game. Oh, I see what you mean.
Like
It was
first
before the first game. It was with the stones falling on me, I think, wasn't it?
Right. Yes, you took a stress. That was just a stress. Stress you get back every scene, so you should be at 1
Ah.
stress.
Okay,
Oh,
1 stress.
I have 1 stress too then, because I think I got a stress once we were in the mausoleum.
Right. Okay.
All right, so let's just go back to trying to hacking or slashing our way out. Or
Um,
you can Molotov them.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna stick this Molotov because I know how potato cannons work pretty well. I'm gonna stick this Molotov in
Mhm.
into the bottom.
Okay.
You know what? No, I mean they're close enough. I'm just gonna like whip it. It's already lit, right? So I'm just gonna whip it right at the feet of the zombies the group of zombies in front of us, so that
Okay.
as it hits the ground, it goes that way, not all this
Cool.
way.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like kind of that force motion.
So if you succeed at that, you're trying to beat a plus. We'll make it an average difficulty. You're just trying to break the bottle, so +1, but you got to beat. And you can
Okay.
add a skill. You can add your aim or shoot skill.
I got a shoot skill of +2. Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's
Success. You got a +1.
+1. So that's negative. Yeah. So
Normally there is a different outcome for tying, but I'm just going to say for this game, we're just going to say that a tie is a success. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either against you or for you.
it's
so-
not a failure.
No. So you do manage to throw it on the ground. It smashes, explodes in front of all the zombies, and they catch flame. And the zombies that are on the stairs actually trip and tumble down the stairs, giving you an open way to the exit.
So I say, let's get out of here.
Okay, so
Lead
you guys
the
run
way,
up-
Doctor.
All right, so with that kind of wall of flame, kind of keeping some of the zombies at bay,
Mhm.
we're able to outskirt them, and we do find a way through the crowd towards the door.
Yep.
I'm still having to hack and slash my way through, and there are some really messed up prom dresses.
I'm, I am going to give you a fate point because as you are running to the door, something grabs your ankle and you trip and fall to the ground. As you're
Losing
falling,
my axe.
you see Veronica, who you just axed down. You took note of her horrible pastel color dress,
Oh,
and you fall to
it's
the
out of
ground.
fashion.
You trip.
Veronica. Okay. Can I just get back up? Or is it like, just gotta,
She's holding on to you.
all right, I just kick her with the other leg. Just get off of me.
Okay. So do a fight roll.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
All
have any fighting left in you?
right.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So what's your fight? Do you have any fight?
I don't, but I don't need it.
Okay, you don't need it at all. You succeed with style. So you do something that not only manages to get you free, but you also get a boost. Just a
Okay, so what's going to
temporary
happen is
advantage.
I'm actually instead, I'm going to grab her arm, take the axe and chop it off at the shoulder, and now I got two weapons.
Perfect.
So I'm just
An arm
bludgeoning
and an
people with an arm and hitting people with the axe as well, because this just got a little bit more violent.
Yes, yes. And it doesn't seem to be too many high school students that aren't zombies now. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about the remorse.
I don't feel guilty at all.
So you
Not that I
guys
would.
do manage to make it through, and you get to the other side, and boom, you get through the door, and all the chaos and the screaming and the shouting that was happening in that room ceases. It's gone,
Mm.
and
Just
you're in
leave.
you're in a very neutral area. And at this point, I'm going to ask anybody watching if they'd like to provide any of our contestants with a bonus. They can spend one of their experience to give them a box or a bonus box in this in-between area. If not, we'll keep moving on.
Put it this way: nobody has. You posted that 27 minutes ago. Nobody's said anything.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to spend their XP points on.
What are you
the
saving
one-shot
it
games.
for?
Huh?
What are they saving it for?
They
For
want to
what?
use
For
a GM
Numenera?
intrusion in Numenera, maybe.
Maybe that's it. But I'm going to give myself a asset, I think. So after I'm done bludgeoning these people, I notice that there's a corsage on the
Okay.
wrist.
Yeah.
And it's a rare lily that I recognize that if I were to mash up, I could make a sort of poison that would put animate things to sleep.
Perfect. So let's give you the or poison master or
Let's say,
alchemist.
here, drink this.
Poison
Here,
ivy.
drink this. Perfect.
Oh, here, drink this. That's good.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have to take a little bit of time. You might get some zombies on you if you did it in the middle of a room.
Right.
But you do have some time right now. And the PA turns on, and you hear Garland Huxley over the intercom and said, "Congratulations, contestants! You made it through the second room. Unfortunately, we did have a casualty. Poor Lawrence will not be joining us in room number 3. But
His
that's
name was Lawrence.
but that's okay because, well, I don't really care." And people cheer.
And I say, better him than me. I say that
and
to other people.
the people cheer again, and he says, "All right. Well, it was a very dramatic scene." The school nurse should come out like the picture I posted before.
What?
All right. All right. So I'm just getting a request right now. Garland Huxley says, And okay, this should be interesting. Contestants, are you ready to move on to room number 3?
And I say, no.
Well, too bad. You're going anyway. Oh, and Doctor, as you like to be called, there's a little present waiting for you at the door, given to you by one of your fans.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. Okay. And I go, what the hell? This whole time I'm chewing the leaves up, the petals in my mouth, like discreetly, and then I'm just going to apply them to the blade of my knife.
Okay. So you
little
walk
pocket.
through this sectioned off area and you make your way to the second door, and sure enough, there is a little present with a it's wrapped. It's wrapped and there's a bow on it. Do you open
A
it?
little box.
Yep. It's about yay big, foot by foot.
Okay, so I'll go over and open it. Yeah.
Okay. So you open it, and a dart flies out at you and hits you in the forehead. And you're already feeling a little tipsy, but now you start to feel even more so. And I'm going to give you the moderate consequence of drowsy.
Hmm.
And there's a note. You see a note at the bottom underneath the contraption that fired the dart at you.
Mm-hmm. I say, I'm like, oh, and I keep the dart because I'm sure I can apply some more of this poultice to it,
Okay.
and I will try to read the note.
Okay. So at the bottom of the note, or at the bottom, you pick up the note and you see the message says, "My son's in high school, you dick." Obviously, this is from one of the fans that did not like you hacking and slashing innocent high school students.
Oh, okay. Was this actually one of our fans? If that's the case,
No, it wasn't.
I don't apologize. All right, so
high school, dick.
there you go. So I pull the thing out. I go, and I also take the ribbon, and I pocket the ribbon as well.
Okay. Cool. So, do you guys make your way into the next room?
Yeah, and I ask, what was your prize? What was your cool prize, Doctor?
As a drip of blood's coming down my forehead, I go, oh, just a fan.
So you open the doors to the next room, and it's a very simple room. It's all white, and in the middle of the room is a beautiful golden cross,
Mm.
Wow.
and beneath it, a golden chest. And standing at the cross with one of her arms up is a beautiful, bodacious
I can't believe you're
nurse.
using this.
Nurse
Did he spend points?
that is sucking a lollipop. If he posted there, he spent points.
Does it look something like this? Hi. I would not be surprised if she was a tranny.
Yes, she looks exactly like that. So, she takes her lollipop out of her mouth and says, "It's your lucky day.
I don't think so.
Looks like you got a wound on your forehead there, sir.
It's a mighty big
bandage
Adam's
that
apple you got there.
I could bandage that up for you."
Hello.
So he says that to, or she says that, she says that to the doctor, and says, "Why don't you come on over, doctor? I may need your help in a bit."
I say, Dietrich, this is a good opportunity for you, my boy. I say, I'm not. Last time I had a gift, it didn't work out so well. I'll pass.
So, Dietrich goes, well, what should I do?
I say, son, don't go over there. It's probably a trap.
But
I take
And
my
I
axe
say-
out and I just lob her head off.
And I.
Oh, before Alex. Sorry, Alex. Go ahead. Her head's gone. I'm sorry.
No.
what does Tim Sandbrook do?
Before or after he loves her head off?
You could say before.
Okay, so I say, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you
Going to
doing?
work.
You see him palming his
Doctor.
axe, getting it ready.
I go up and
Get in limber.
I put my arm up on the edge of the golden cross and I look at her and I say, "Hello, nurse." And I say,
I don't know who's more creepy.
so
Zombies or-
what's in the gold cross box here, lady?
And she looks at you and she says, "You want to take a look inside my box?"
Oh, this got weird.
And I say, "Damn right I do. Let's
She
take a look
says-
at that box of yours."
Go ahead and
so
open it.
dirty.
So I
Jordan down there?
reach down and open the box with the golden cross on it.
All right. So roll a 1d20, just one.
Yes. 19.
Okay. Awesome.
You fail. What?
So you reach inside and you see a jar. And the jar is filled with what look to be termites. And there's a label on it that says, "Warning, consumes all flesh."
This is gonna be perfect.
So as you're looking at it, and reading the label, you feel something grab your hair and pulls your head back, and you look up and you see the nurse that was a beautiful nurse earlier has all of a sudden turned into a haggard witch zombie creep screamer, and she screams loud. "Ah!" And the light in the room goes from pure white to a blood red, and blood starts to ooze from the walls.
And I kick her right in the face. I said, "Get the fuck away from me, bitch!"
Okay, I will give you a fate point if she pulls off a chunk of your hair as you kick her back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Take it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the mild consequence of scalped.
Not like it's the first
Is that
time.
mild? No, you know what? Make it moderate. Moderate makes more sense, I think.
Moderate scalped.
Yeah,
So I'm missing a chunk of hair.
He looks a little moderately scalped.
because a piece of your skin comes off with it.
Oh, gross.
It's from my father's side of the family.
Does she start eating it? Does she like rip it off? Like,
Yes, that is a good idea, Chris. I'm going to give you a fate point for thinking of that.
Thank you.
That. I'm going to start giving you fate points for coming up with unique ideas.
Oh,
And if you guys-
well, she takes off her high heel shoe and sticks it in her ear like a phone.
Yes, this idea was given to me by Aisha Lyle, and I'm pretty sure it was. If I'm incorrect, then please let me know. But yes, she gave me the idea for the screamer, and this zombie is used in Left 4 Dead, except normally they're not a
The witch you're talking about.
nurse. The witch, yes, the witch. I think there's a screamer too. I don't know. I'm getting my zombies confused. But yes, it was her idea. And originally the room was just going to be the original witch
What
just
is
sitting
a
there.
screamer?
But thanks to Mark Shipper's contribution, yes,
Chris
She
says,
does.
"Thank you."
beautiful nurse
That
So-
scalped me.
that scalped you. So
Ah!
you got this jar of flesh termites, and
It's all worth it, guys. All worth it.
so you see this as well, Chris?
Yep. I'm gonna lob her head off now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. I'm going to make you roll for this one. Just roll the 4, and I will make you add your fight skill.
I have none,
Okay.
but I feel like I can do it anyways.
So you can succeed, but at a major cost.
Nope, I'm going to fail.
Okay, so you swing, and she dodges out of the way, and I'm going to give you a fate point because she reaches up, and she grabs the axe out of your hand, and she's got much more strength than you thought she would have. And her fingers have extended and look really sharp as well.
Nice. I'm like, well, I'm out of ideas, and I walk away.
You just walk to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Brenda runs at the lady and starts punching her, and Dietrich is cowering in the corner. Ah! And,
Somebody take the gold cross and just bludgeon her with that. With a
you're
chest
the
or
one.
something.
You're the only one who's free, who has his hands free, and Dietrich
All right,
is sitting
well,
in the corner.
Tim has his hands free.
Yeah, what, you just cause all the problems and I solve them all? Is that the way this is going?
You feed her with more of your scalp. Maybe that'll satiate her.
My
Yeah.
scalp. My scalp.
I walk
Head
over.
and shoulders.
I walk over to the witch lady who Brenda's like fighting with her,
Yeah.
and I use my my raw selfish bastardness, and I just grab the ugly witch nurse's head and I just start punching it, and I punch it all the way through the skull, all the way into the brain.
Okay. So I'm gonna make you roll a fight roll, but you can use a fate point to give yourself a +2.
Excellent. Which I'm gonna do. I've got a fight which is +1. Gonna use the +2.
You can use it after you roll 2.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that because I have a +2.
Okay, so you have a +2.
Reroll. Don't use the +2. Do the reroll.
How many-
Reroll, because
I
he's got a
used-
2 right now. Reroll probably is only going to get him to at least a 2. If
Maybe,
worse.
or more. Gamble.
Well,
Do it.
if I use another, so I've used one.
2
fight.
is enough to hit, but it's not enough to smash her head in.
All right, I'm re-rolling.
Do it, yeah.
So I have to use another fate point.
Only
Fate
one
point-
fate.
You can re-roll, but you have to use a fate point if you want to give yourself +2. But yeah, you have to use a fate point to do the re-roll.
I gave myself a fate point for giving +2.
No. No, you don't give yourself a fate point for that because you didn't do it.
Right. Okay, so
You get
yes,
to
I
re-roll
will
instead.
use a fate point to re-roll, and I'm gonna use another fate point now to add +2. Does that make sense? Right?
Yep, you got +2, which was enough to tie. So you do manage to punch her in the face, but she doesn't get her face smashed in.
Ah.
All right. Now, are you doing anything, or are you just making your way to the door?
Me?
Yeah.
I had a great idea. I think it's great. The chest on the ground. I noticed that there's some handles on it.
Okay.
Which chest
Okay.
are you referring to?
The golden chest.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the golden
Not
chest. And it
yours.
looks pretty substantial. So I take the ribbon that I had, and I tie it around the handle, and I'm just swinging that chest around. I'm just going to try to club her in the head with it.
So you're gonna use it like a flail, eh?
Yeah, like a flail.
All right. I'm gonna say that is. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Try that.
And I'm going to use a point to make it plus, so it's going to be a total of 4. I'm going to use one of my fate points.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say that because she's distracted, it's going to be an average. And so you succeed with style. So you
Sure
can...
So actually, I'm swinging it around,
yeah.
and it lands on her head. It actually hits her in the head, but it hits her in a way that it comes down and over her head.
Okay.
And then I just grab it, and I jump for it, and I close the box as hard as I can.
Okay.
Snaps her head off.
All right, perfect. So you close the chest, and you hear the neck break, and flesh. It's like the chest kind of just slid right through it as you closed it. and her head is inside. And you feel it bouncing around inside, and her body is still moving, thrashing around wildly, and it scratches Brenda right across the neck. And
There can be only one.
Brenda puts her hand up to her neck, and she instinctively almost grabs a piece of her shirt and just rips it off, just the bottom part, just not exposing anything, and sticks it on, and she's out of the fight. And she starts crawling towards the door. But this thing is still flailing around.
Yeah, but it doesn't know where we are, so let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take the ribbon off
it.
and I drop the box because now with the head in it, it's not going to be very useful.
Okay.
But I take the ribbon with me.
So you guys make your way to the door. Brenda.
Actually, no, I'm going to take the head with me. Just because if I see this announcer guy, Harlan Guthrie or whatever his name is.
Garland Huxley. Harlan Guthrie. Why would I name him Harlan Guthrie? His name's Garland
I'm
Huxley.
show him that. Okay, so we
Totally
move on.
different. Okay, so you move on, and keep in mind that you're kind of loaded. You've got an axe, you've got a knife, you've got a box, so you've got it all. And you make your way to the door, and you get there, and it's open, and you go through, and Brenda's on her feet now. She walks through the door first, and you turn, and you see the witch, like slashing around. And
we didn't grab the axe.
Thrashing
around. Yeah, she's still holding on to the axe. I forgot you don't have that. So she's thrashing around, and she's walking to the corner of the room, and you can hear inside the box screaming, muffled screams. And you also notice that Dietrich is sitting in the corner of the room with his knees up. I'm giving you guys a fate point for this. His knees up, and just staring at the witch thing as it, inch by inch, starts wandering its way closer to him.
And I yell, Daedric, don't be such a wuss. Get up and trip that, or not get up, but trip that witch.
All right, so you shout that, and I'm going to give you a fate point that it does not work.
Oh.
In fact, he gets up and he says, "Oh," and he just looks confused and panicked, and he doesn't even look like he's going to reach for her foot before the axe comes and juts into his neck.
Into his neck?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, that sucks, I say to everybody within hearing distance. And I run over and
Torture.
do
Use
a
the last.
slide tackle.
I have a Molotov. I still have a Molotov.
No, it's too much. I just do a slide tackle. I mean, she's got no head.
Yeah,
she can't see.
Yeah, you would go under the arms and the flailing if you do a slide tackle.
From behind.
And Brenda reaches your shoulder and says, He's gone. It's not worth it.
And I say, we need the axe.
She says, maybe someone will sponsor you in the next room.
Then I turn to her and I say, is this some sort of... I can't remember that. What's that term that's for...
Come on?
In writing? Yeah, no.
Oh,
Is this a...
for yeah. That would have sounded a lot better if I had the word on the tip of my tongue.
Quid pro quo?
Okay, I say okay. Foreshadow. That's the word I was looking for. Is this some sort of foreshadow?
I don't know. Maybe.
Alrighty. So I say, you know what, Brenda? Fine. And I go to the next room.
So the door closes, and you hear the box goes still, and you no longer hear any voices or cries or screams or anything or any movement from the room behind you, and you find yourself in a small room once again, and you hear the PA chime in once again, and Garland Huxley at your service. And boy, that was such a small, simple room, and yet was so gruesome. Congratulations, Doctor, going for the box. I think you may have found an admirer. And, not Doctor, sorry, I guess it would have been Tim.
Admirer for me in that room?
Yes. And you see, let's see, sorry, just going back to the experience. Okay, so Tim, you see a box, a something with your name on it, a gift, and there is a silver thing on it, a silver cross. And Chris, you see another unmarked box.
Ah.
So
Well, I
it could be a
should
good
have
thing.
looked at. I know I could have. I did look at the Facebook stream, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't and go, "Hey, I want what's in that box." I'm gonna go over and open the box, see what's in there.
Who's Gregory?
I'm Gregory.
You're Gregory. Okay, all right.
Who's Gregory? What?
I'm Dr. Gregory Hardy.
Oh.
So what did you do? What did Gregory do?
Oh, I opened the box. Like,
You
sweet,
opened
more
it?
stuff.
Okay, so you open it, and inside you see a small leather pouch that you have to unzip to open.
Well, I grab the pouch, and I unzip it slowly, this close to my face.
And as you open it, you see a red interior, and you open it all the way, and inside are numerous surgical tools. So you have a scalping knife, you've got little scalping scissors, or yeah,
Nice.
that sort of thing. And there is a note at the bottom that just quite simply says, I chose to sponsor the doc and give him a scalpel kit. You figure
Nice.
I figure he'll know some way to use it. And at the bottom it says Gabe.
Nice.
Oh.
Thanks, Gabe. I'll
Okay.
figure a way to make this work.
And Alex, you open your box?
Yeah. Better
Yeah,
not
what-
be a bloody witch.
It's you listen first to hear if it's screaming.
I listen. I shake it.
Roll two d20s.
2d20s. 9 and 14, 29. 23. What?
23. Yes, beautiful. There's the witch. Maybe the odds be in your favor.
How is your? Are you looking at Facebook? How is yours so much faster than mine?
Okay. Okay, so you get a so 1, 2, 3. So 20. 1, 2, 3. All right. So this was suggested by. Oh, I'll tell that after actually. So you open the box.
Okay.
And you see a very strange piece of jewelry. It is a necklace, it wraps around your neck, and attached to the necklace is the shape of a Ford Windstar.
The Windstar amulet?
No way. That's funny.
And at the bottom of the box, there's a note from Hans Zieger that says, well, it just says his name.
Hans Zieger.
Yeah, or it says the Ziegenator.
Hans Zieger.
I was going to do a character at the beginning. I was going to go through the character sheets with everybody, and I had one, but I accidentally closed it, and it was just in my browser. And it was Heinrich Zieger, and his name was the Ziegenator, and I was going to do it in an Arnold accent and everything. Oh, it was going to be great. Oh, it's too bad. So anyways, so as you put the amulet around your neck, you don't know exactly how to use it, but Chris, a little panel opens in the wall, and another unmarked present slides its way out towards you.
Well, the last one was good.
And I say, wait. What about Brenda?
Oh, yeah, okay,
Brenda's
so a
like,
box.
Ugh.
I go, you're right. She needs a box too. And I give the box to Brenda.
No, but Brenda actually has a box.
Oh, wait,
and-
I got surgery tools. So I go,
Oh, there
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah. So I say, Brenda, quickly. I get her down. I say, I can patch that up. You don't have much time. You hit a major artery. I look and I have a needle and I have a
Okay.
thread.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
apply a little bit of the poultice that I had that I know will help make sure that she doesn't feel it as much. Not that it matters at this. But
Okay.
I quickly sew up the vein, I guess, or whatever, and try to
Perfect.
make it so it doesn't she doesn't bleed out.
So you take your time and you do manage to do it, and she thanks you profusely and says, "No, I can't take your present. I'm sorry. I've got one right here." And you see she's got a present that has a bronze cross on it. And who wants to roll for her? Chris, why don't we let you roll because you haven't gotten to roll for a present yet.
Is it that many? Is that many I'm rolling?
Yep. So
So 30,
44.
30, 44.
Okay. So inside, you actually see, and I can't remember who posted this, but you see a bunch of fireworks. There's a bunch
Cool,
of
that's a good idea.
fireworks inside, and this was suggested by someone on this past week. But yeah, you've got fireworks now. So there's about 3 of them, and they may vary in power, but there you have it. Fireworks.
Mm.
So she takes them and says, "I'm not going to be able to carry all of them."
Okay, well, I'll take some for sure.
Okay.
Perhaps we should give it to the guy who has the lighter, though.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Corey McCabe.
Corey did. Okay, thank you very much, Corey, for the fireworks suggestion. I'm glad it came to play. And actually, it's been great. Like, I put a bunch of suggestions in myself, and most of the suggestions have been just out of luck, been landing on some of your suggestions. So this is working out very well.
Okay, so seeing that there was these fireworks, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, I must have something good in this box that I just got. So I'm gonna open it a little bit more carefully. I'm gonna take one of my scalpel knives and kind of open it very slowly.
Okay, I'm going to give you a fate point. Because as you open it, a boxing glove flies at your face. Yeah, exactly, and hits you in the nose, and you have one stress. Yeah, and you hear the crowd laugh, and you get 1 stress for the next encounter.
Nice.
Okay. So, and there's a note at the bottom.
Yep,
And do you read the note?
I do.
Okay.
To myself quietly.
And it says, "My last point goes to give Gregory something bad. He's got an attitude, from Aisha."
My name's Gregory. Gregory. Thanks, Aisha.
There you go.
I put it right back. Thanks,
So you know your
Aisha.
name now, Dr. Gregory? What does
My
that
name-
mean?
I don't know, Dr. Gregory.
Dr. Hardy. Yeah, so I guess you don't know the Hardy part. So, the next room. You guys finish up everything, and the announcer goads you on to the next room. The TVs turn off, and the door unlocks.
Click.
Mm. So I don't know. I still have a head in a box. I'm just gonna put that down and walk away from it because it's really uncomfortable. Yeah, let's go through. Let's keep moving on.
Okay.
Did he say 3 rooms? Did he say 3 rooms?
5 rooms.
How many have we been through?
3.
2. Oh, 3?
Yeah, there was the first
All right.
room, the classic zombies, then the prom, and then the witch.
Sorry, that's just my headphones.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, so you make your way through the room, and a gust of wind forces the door open, and red dust flies through the door.
It's not a
And-
rust monster, is it?
You look. No, it's not a rust monster.
Damn rust
Luckily for
monsters.
you, I guess not luckily, it wouldn't eat anything on you really.
Yeah.
And you look outside, and it's a big dome, a big glass dome, and the floor is just very simple. It's just a circular room, and it goes all across to the other side, maybe about the length of a football field. And on the other side is another door, and in between is red sand. And also looking through the glass dome, you see bleachers, bleachers outside of the dome with people in them, and they are shouting and screaming. It's the audience, and you can hear the audience screaming and shouting. And you see a disc hovering above, and a speaker booms and says, "Welcome, contestants, to the Red Planet!" And the crowd cheers, and he says, "This room will be rather interesting for you. In here we have special zombies ready for you. Well, let's just say that their last meal isn't sitting very well with them."
Get your ass to Mars.
And
Yeah.
you see a bunch of platforms open at the opposite end, and about 30 zombies are standing there, and they are starting to make your way towards you. They're at a walking pace. They're not shambling, and they're walking towards you.
And I go and I turn to Dr. Gregory and I say, "Hey, Dr. Greg, check this out." And I grab the glass jar of flesh-eating termites, and I go, "Huh, huh, go long!" and I throw it to the other end of the field,
Okay,
landing right in front of the zombies.
so I'm going to give you a fate point.
Oh,
You throw it,
you would.
and it gets halfway through the air. Looks like it's going to make it. And then all of a sudden, you hear the announcer say, "Oh, but we have to make this interesting, don't we?"
No gravity.
And
It's not
all
like
of a sudden, you hear a click, and your body starts to float into the air.
Oh no!
And so does the bottle. The bottle starts to float into the air.
Oh no!
Now remember, guys, this is a role-playing game. This
Oh
isn't
yeah, so
happening in
we're
real
not really
life.
doing it. Okay.
So,
Hmm.
there you have it. Zero gravity. The three of you are floating in the air, and the jar is somewhere between you and the floating zombies.
Well,
Well, at least we know
Off the
they
ground
can't just
towards
walk towards us.
Mm-hmm. So they're floating up. You just got to figure out a way to get to the other side.
so right now I'm not. I haven't left the ground, right?
You have, yeah. You're already about 2 feet off the ground.
Okay, so 2 feet off the ground.
Calculations here.
I'm gonna try to. Well, 2 feet off the ground. So
Sorry,
if I rotate myself, can I rotate myself? Is that the
Okay.
thing? Can you do that?
Do you
So
have any way to propel yourself?
If I
I
just
do.
can you just tuck and roll? Is that a thing? If I just tuck, yeah, you can spin yourself.
Yeah, I think you can. With your own momentum, is enough force to just spin you.
Yeah, so if I get myself close enough to the ground, I can take my knife out and just like jab it into the ground so I can crawl myself forward.
Yep, yeah, you can do that.
but physics says with every force
Action
there
is action
Yeah.
is an equal and
So
opposite
even
reaction.
if you were to hit the ground with the knife, it probably wouldn't
It's
dig
gonna
in. It
bounce.
would just
you're
push you.
gonna push yourself off the ground,
Right.
and you don't have anything to push yourself in midair. But
So-
there is air, so it's not like it's space. So we could technically
Swim.
swim.
Yeah.
But
It would
I
take
have
you a
this
long
wire
time.
work. And I turn to Brenda. Actually, I'm a bit of a selfish bastard, aren't I?
Yeah, wait, a little bit.
Maybe I'll just light this firework myself. In
So
fact,
we've-
I do.
Ah.
Okay,
just-
so I'm gonna give you a fate point for doing that, for being an asshole.
All right. And I'm going to use this firework,
Oh, good idea.
and I light it.
Okay.
And I'm holding it like so that it's not at my face, and this is the bottom end here where the fire comes out.
Okay.
And I aim it right towards where that termite jar is floating.
Okay.
So
All right.
I light it.
Okay. So you light it, and the fuse gets to the bottom, and Brenda has enough time to say, "What the hell are you doing?" And the firework explodes and
Oh,
fires toward her. But you fly forward. You push yourself forward, and you get to where the jar is, and you just manage to reach out and grab it. And you hear boos from the audience
because we're winning.
As Brenda gets like an ember off of her. It didn't hit her completely, but
oh, they wanted her to catch on fire or something. Can I just kick off the ground towards the dome and kick my way over?
Kick your way over. You can kick your way over off the glass once you get to the top.
Yeah, so I'll kick off the floor so I get to the glass and then kick my way over.
Okay, all right. So you do manage to reach your leg out far enough to touch the ground. It doesn't push you as far as you would have if you had your full jumping rate behind it.
As fast as I would. It would keep going, right?
Okay, yeah. And
we've just gone from Hunger Game to Ender's Game. Just saying.
all the games.
All the
We
games.
got Running Man, we got Hunger Games, we got Ender's Game.
Escape LA or whatever.
Escape LA. And there was another movie that you guys said, but I don't remember.
Death.
So you get to the top and you
Death
kick
race.
off the glass and you make your way forward. And you're at the top and you pivot in the air and you see there's zombies up there. But they look like they just got off a boat with seasickness.
Oh
They're
no.
barfing.
Ew, and zero gravity. That's so
Zero
gross.
gravity. And this was
What
your
happened?
suggestion, Chris.
I know.
Come back to bite you in the ass. So now there's barf flying in the air, and as you're flying, I'm going to give you a fate point. You go through,
Oh.
but it hits the back of your head, and you hear a
I
sizzling
feel like
sound.
it's like a. Oh, cool.
You hear a
It's
sizzling
gonna be
sound
massive,
as you feel your hair burning.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly grab my scalpel and scalp myself to get the acid off before it goes through. So I'm gonna.
Okay, all right. I will let you do that. I'm going to give you a fate point for doing that.
And should I take a
I'm going
physical
to give
stress
you
or
a stress. Now, the way stress works is I'm going to give you a stress of 3.
Oh,
So it's a 3 stress, but that doesn't mean that your stress of 2 is used up.
right. Okay.
All right, and you are a little tipsy, so
Well, that's why it's okay because I can bear the pain because I'm drowsy and tipsy.
That's a good point. You're drowsy and you're tipsy, so I'm going to say that it's actually a stress of 1, but because your stress of 1 is already clicked from her punch to the face,
Yeah.
it has to go into the next lowest slot.
So 2.
So 2. So you still have your stress of 3.
Why 3?
Stress of 2. You just want 2. You've got 3 left.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like
Yeah.
number 3.
Yep.
All right. So, but you do manage to make it across, and you luckily don't hit any zombies. Now, back to Alex. You get the jar of termites. You've got it in your hand.
And I whip it where am I in relation to the zombies? I'm thinking
Use the Windstar amulet. Use the amulet.
Oh,
See if you can.
is that what he's yelling at me? Did he say use the Windstar amulet? Okay. I shove it back in my pocket and I use the Windstar amulet and I say, Windistara Amuleto!
I don't
All
think
right.
that's what you use.
You can spend a fate point to determine if that's what that actually
I
makes it
will.
work. Okay.
I will spend the fate point.
All right. So you spend the fate point, and all of a sudden you feel the amulet start to vibrate in your hand,
No fucking way.
and it starts to push you back, push you towards where are you trying to push yourself? Where are you pushing yourself, Alex?
Oh, sorry. Pushing myself towards.
There's a door on the other side, which is probably where you have to go, and there is a lever you notice right in front of the door. And that lever, you heard a clicking sound when the gravity
Yes.
went off.
That is where I go. So I say, Winstaro Amuleto! And I go towards the lever that I noticed before. When the gravity left, it just went click. So it needs to go tick, 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 tick. Come back down. I'm very observant.
Okay, good. So you managed to make your way. So we're going to go back to Chris
Mm-hmm.
as the amulet is pushing Tim towards the lever. What are you doing? You see him going towards this lever.
I see him going towards the lever, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to get my way back to ground as quick as possible.
Okay.
So once I'm hopefully going to hit another wall or another ceiling part.
You're like hovering not far from the ceiling. You could push yourself off and towards.
Yeah, I'm going to push myself off towards the ground in a hurry.
So in a hurry, there is one zombie in front of you to get to the ground. You're going to have to overcome that. You can just use a fate point to get around him somewhere, or you can roll.
I'm going to go through him. As I'm going down, I'm going to take my shirt, unbutton my shirt, and take it off and kind of create sort of like a shield. Well, not even a shield, just like hold it in front of me. So if he pukes, it'll get on that, and I can just throw that away from me.
I'm going to unbutton my shirt and
slowly
expose my burly chest.
I don't have a burly chest. I got like a raw, naked chest.
Yeah, let's see it.
So you take off your shirt and you hold it out, and I'm going to give you a fate point. Because as you hold it out, it does block some of the barf, but a gust of wind that seems to come from Tim and sends you flying back to the start, towards the ground at an angle.
Okay, that's fine.
Towards the start, but Brenda, you see Brenda is still floating in the air at the entrance.
I say, Brenda, get back to the ground before the gravity comes back on.
Okay, and she nods. And
Tim, did you grab the bottle? Did you grab the bottle of termites before you're going to turn the gravity back on?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So she's like frantically looking around for some way to get back to the ground, and she's floating up, but it doesn't look like she has that much momentum to get up to the ceiling.
So it's just going too slow.
Yeah. She's like right in the middle of the room.
There can only be one.
Highlander.
About 3 stories high, 3 or 4 stories. So, Tim, you make your way to the lever. You're there. Do you even look around? I'm going to invoke.
Yeah.
I'm going to invoke your assholeness and say, just pull the lever.
Okay,
you're on the ground.
Looking?
You're safe. You pull the lever.
Ha! Click!
You get a fate point for that. And, Chris, you are about 10 feet off the ground. You fall to the ground. And you pick up your last stress.
Nice.
Okay? So now you've only got one last consequence. You're not doing too well. You've got one last consequence unless you're able to get out of this room without taking any more stress. Or otherwise you have to take a severe consequence and you have to get out of the conflict. Okay, so you fall to the ground, you hit, and just seconds after you hit the ground, you hear a thud next to you as Brenda hit the ground. And a cracking sound.
I wasted all that thread.
Sure.
Okay.
Totally.
And you hear the announcer say, "Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
We've got a contestant here, people."
Rest in peace, Brenda." Or pieces, shall I say. So,
Okay.
but you also see, Tim, you see the zombies falling around you. And you're pretty pleased with yourself as you see them crash against the ground. And you hear a splash as vomit lands.
Ah. And with
And I'm
that,
going to
I
give you a
immediately
fate point.
vomit.
I'm going to give you a
myself.
fate point for that. But you are going to take a moderate consequence. Or have you already taken a moderate consequence?
I don't think he has.
What do you
No.
mean? From what?
There's stress at the bottom left, and then there's consequences.
Oh, I've taken a consequence. I'm scalped. So
Is that minor
would
or
affect
moderate?
my. It's moderate.
It's moderate. Okay. So this is going to be a severe consequence. Okay.
Mm.
So this is going to be your face is melted.
Well,
Ooh.
if I refuse it, I have to give you a fate point.
Yes, you do.
Well, I can roll with it. Whatever.
So the acid
Well,
vomit hits your face, and you cry out "Wah!" as it sears your skin.
Two-Faced.
And some of the zombies are crawling on the ground very slowly towards you. You're going to have to get to the door.
am I not at the door? I thought the lever was right
You're at
next
the
to
door. Yep. You're at the
Oh.
door. You open it?
Well, first, I take it that. Oh, I have the jar of termites.
Okay.
It's one of these toss up in the air, intending it to land, basically
The
around.
zombies, before you do that, the zombies look pretty much out of commission. It doesn't look like they're going to pose any threat to you.
In that case, I
There's still
don't.
one more room.
I put it right back in my pocket, and I go into the next room.
Okay. So Gregory is still in the other room, and you see Tim move on to the next round. And you hear the announcer say, well, it looks like one of our contestants has taken the lead, but that doesn't mean that Gregory can't survive on his own. So what do you try to do, Chris?
Well, so it's just me and a bunch of zombies now?
That's right. But the zombies are on the ground. They look like they're pretty much out of commission.
All right, I'm just gonna run that way.
Okay, so you run. I'm going to give you a fate point if one of the zombies grabs your ankle.
I'll spend a point to just ignore it.
Okay, all right. So you see the zombie reaching out, you jump over it, and you make it to the door, open it. Panting, you see Tim on the other side, and you hear a sizzling from his face, a faint sizzling, and seeing it is a ghastly sight. His right cheek is
Ugh.
sagging a bit, and
And my head's bleeding from behind too.
your
Anyways,
your head is bleeding from behind. But all of your stress, after a bit of a breather, your stress dissipates.
As Chris posts.
Okay, so you're in the last room. And the announcer says, once again, audience, if there's anything that you would like to... Actually, no. Actually, no.
I'm gonna give myself a fate point.
You can suggest something, but I suggest you wait to see what happens next. Because in this small room, there are two bowls. Two chests. Okay? And on the right side, there is a chest that says, give up your weapons and follow the light of the Lord. And the other side has just a golden cross on it.
Well, I've never been one to follow the Lord myself.
So I open that box up with
Which one?
the Lord one, the Lord
Okay.
one, and I piss on it. Piss in it.
Perfect. So you piss in it, and you see when you open it, there's two flashlights inside.
Yep.
So you piss in it.
Yeah, we're probably gonna need those flashlights irregardless.
But then you go over to
Regardless.
Irregardless.
the other box.
Uh-huh.
There's two golden boxes. So I want you
Yeah.
guys to roll each 1d20. Or sorry, two gold boxes. Yeah. I don't know if that's what I said.
4.
17.
And Alex is 17. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So, Chris, inside you find a gun that looks very futuristic, and on the side of it, it says air gun.
Oh.
So you can fire it to find out what it does.
Yeah, totally. I aim at the wall.
You fire it.
Alright.
So you hear a as a giant or a ball of wind just smashes against the wall and shutters the doors there on the other side. Just a little.
Nice.
And Alex, you find inside metal exoskeleton arms
Whoa.
that you can wrap around your back, and they're like those assisted living things for people that they can strengthen their muscles.
I was thinking it's more like the alien suit.
It is. That's what I was thinking more.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's big, great for ripping things apart and bashing. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of the next room. So, you open the door to move on. So right now, if there is anybody watching, you guys can spend an experience to give them another golden box. Okay. I'm not going to take too long. You've only got the next couple of minutes. So if you want to spend another experience, Aisha, if you're still watching, you do have more experience that just hasn't been updated on the sheet, I do believe.
Aisha.
Let me see, Aisha. Yes, you have one extra experience, Aisha. So if you want to, I think that's how you pronounce it, by the way. If you want to spend that point, then you can do that now, and you will give them one more golden box. But it's up to you.
Yeah, but let's give him a timer.
All right. But before we move on to the next room, how are you guys, just meta, how are you guys feeling about the system now?
Comfortable.
Hmm.
More
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a lot.
the weird thing is the skills are really important,
Mm-hmm.
like overly important in some ways. Because it's a huge difference if you're skilled in something like +4, really, really helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So far, at least. I mean, for what we've been doing. And I think with the skills, it's a lot of it's I think built more around having a very fleshed out group. Is Aisha going to use it? Gold box to Gregory, because I think she feels bad. And
Aw.
I'm pronouncing it. Okay, yeah. But you know what? Lightening it up and making it a little bit more loose is definitely making the story move much faster.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's becoming more of a story.
But I think that's what Fate was about too. Like the little bit that I read in the core book, it's like the rolling is a secondary thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, we got 12 minutes till 11, and this show wraps up at 11. So
Let's get to the last room.
All right. So quickly, Gregory, you get a gold box from Aisha.
Oh, right.
So you can
Nice.
look in that if you find something better.
Let's do it. Can I keep both?
1d20, yeah, you can keep both if you want to. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Thank you,
Inside-
Aisha. Appreciate it.
Inside
I mean, Gregory, thank you.
a rocket launcher.
Oh,
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, I'll put that on my back, and I have the wind gun in my hand.
Okay. And last thing is
Whatever's in this next room, it's going to be substantial.
Gabe is wanting to give you guys a gold box. You guys can figure out however you want to
Tim
use
can
it.
have it.
Tim,
Well,
D20.
yeah, I'd love to. Thank you. I don't know why you're being so nice to me, Dr. Greg.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. All right, so this was also given by Hans.
Nice.
And inside you see a box, and there's little holes put in the box. And it says, caution, terribly vicious animal inside, because the box is going bouncing around.
That's awesome.
Do you peek open the box to see what's inside?
Uh,
Actually, no. They're on the side. You look around and you do find what it is. It says Honey Badger Zombie Battle Box.
the honey badger. Not fuck around.
That's the worst badger.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh.
All right. So you've got this box. You've got this jar of termites. You're just using animals. All
We're
right.
so ready. We're so ready.
So you open the door to the next room, and it's a beautiful sunny day.
Oh.
You're outside in a suburb, and looks like it's around the 80s because there is a car parked on the street. And
Is it a DeLorean?
It's a DeLorean. It's a DeLorean, and it's just sitting there, and the birds are chirping. Beautiful sun right in the middle of the sky. Must be around noon. You don't see any movement.
Okay, so we'll go over to the car and see if there's keys in it, if it's open.
Okay. Unfortunately, the car is locked. Doesn't look like there are keys inside.
Mhm.
Doesn't look like you'll be able to use the
I'll
car
wire
at all.
Okay.
Hmm. Smash the window.
Why?
No. Fuck it. What? We have to get to the end of this.
I
So-
aimed the rocket. Does it look like we're outside?
Yep. You're definitely outside.
But this is on Mars, so it's got to be a fake outside, I'm thinking. Just saying.
So if I just shoot the rocket launcher, maybe I'll just put a hole in this fake building and it'll suck us out.
It doesn't look like there are any walls anywhere.
Hmm.
It's kind of like the Truman Show. Maybe
That's what I'm
there is
thinking.
a wall.
Are you
All
gonna
right,
shoot
now
the
we might as well
rocket
start
launcher?
walking down the street.
But if you shoot the rocket launcher and it goes through a wall,
We're down.
we're gonna get our faces sucked out like in Total Recall.
Yeah.
Which we've seen before. It's not pretty.
No.
So you walk down the street and you get to the first intersection and pick a way to go. Arbitrarily, you decide to go straight. And looking in one of the windows, Gregory, you actually spot an old lady standing there. She's just standing in the window looking at you.
Creepy. So I wave to her.
She doesn't do anything.
Hmm. So this is kind of like we're waiting for the power to go back on again, just like in the prom.
So I yell. I'm
Let's get to
standing
high
with
ground.
her, right? And I yell, "Hey, listen, yo, old lady! I'm gonna release my honey badger if you don't show some sign of
Humanity.
humanity."
So she doesn't do anything.
So
And
she basically asked for it. So I
Let the
released
badger
honey
out.
Badger. Yeah.
okay. So you release the badger. And
Warning.
flies
honey
out
badger.
of the box. It flies out of the box, giving you a fate point here at your face.
What?
Oh man.
All right.
Don't worry, you're not very good
No.
looking to begin with.
You
No.
could use a fate point.
refuse.
You could use a fate point to keep it inside.
I use a fate point to keep it inside.
Face point.
Face point.
Yeah. So okay. So you realize that
Okay.
it's gonna rip your throat. Yeah. And you keep it. And do you guys keep moving on, or do you just figure out this old lady, or what?
We gotta figure out how to get the end of this game before the game ends, buddy.
Okay, so
So
what do
we
you
gotta
propose?
I say we keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. So we're gonna start
Stick to the end
running.
of the street.
Okay, so you start running, and you hear the intercom beep up and say, "Uh-oh, looks like you're past your bedtime.
Oh
There's a
no.
curfew here in this town, and it's getting
Oh
dark."
no.
And all of a sudden, the lights go out.
I knew we should get to higher ground. All right.
And you slow down, and you can very vaguely see maybe a few feet in front of you. The light of the moon is shining on you, but you can't really see much in front of you. If you had something to light your way, you might be able to
like
see
a
something.
flashlight. Better yet, I have a bazooka. All right, I will use the rocket launcher to blow something up to get some light.
You have a lighter too.
Nope,
Oh,
I'm going to use the
yeah.
rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher.
Okay, so you
Use the biggest tool you need for the smallest job.
You use the rocket launcher and you fire at what? What are you trying to catch on flame? Just at one of the houses?
Yeah.
Okay, boom! One of the houses explodes, sending splintered wood everywhere, and a piece of wood lands
Wood.
right at your feet.
Oh, okay.
Wood.
That is, it's like a perfect torch just for you.
So I lift it up and I wrap the cloth still hanging in the last Molotov. I take that off, I wrap it out, so I have a nice torch.
Okay.
We move through the town.
So
Worth it.
you're moving through the town, and you hear panting behind you and footsteps.
I turn around.
You turn around, and in the light, only about a foot away from you, you see the same old lady that you saw before
Ah, creepy.
freeze right in front of you.
Freeze?
Freeze.
I shoot her with my air gun.
The flicker of the
And
flicker of the torch lights her face.
I grab the jar of flesh-eating termites and I smash it right there and I say, "Run!"
Okay, so I'll explain how that happens. Gregory fires the gun at her, and she goes flying back. And as she's flying back, you see just a horde of zombies running from the doors and the houses towards you. And Tim throws the termites to the ground, and you guys just book it. You book it down the town. And as you're running, you see people in front of you starting to run towards you.
Oh god.
We're just surrounded.
There's people to your left, there's people to your right, and you are surrounded at a crossroads, surrounded by zombies. And they get about, like with the torchlight, they get about 2 feet away from you, and that's when they stop.
Ah, so the light's keeping them at bay.
But they seem to be inching in closer and closer every time you move the torch.
Okay, so let's keep blasting our way through it, maybe.
Okay, so describe some of your kills. As you were running, you hear the way you sent the termites. You see some zombies like crawling from the ground, and termites crawling over their face and eating them, and collapsing to the ground. How else do you want to use your weapons?
I want to be making a path. Well, air. I don't know. That wouldn't work. Okay, I was gonna say air is very like oxygen is flammable, but I don't think it's pure oxygen. It's air itself. So, I will just be blowing a path through the zombies with the air gun.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
So you do that, and zombies fly from left to right, and clearing a path for you, but zombies are filling the gap almost as quickly as you can run through it. And Alex, what are you doing with your stuff?
I take the box of the honey badger in it, and I hold on to the lid, and I just kind of, well, I don't know if you can see me. I hold the lid, and I shove it, and I hold on to the lid, and I push the open box with the honey badger in it out into the crowd with the zombie.
Okay. So
go honey badger! It's like a Pokemon.
Go, honey badger!
So the honey badger leaps out of the box, and you're
Jumps
running.
back into the box.
So you can't really see what it's doing behind you, but you hear like, and as you're running, you catch some movement out of the corner of your eye, and a zombie is just about to reach and grab you, but the honey badger is on it and rips his face off and then jumps to another zombie.
We need about at least 3 more of those.
It's doing it quickly, but the zombies are still
Okay.
making their way in.
So I'm saying, Tim, this is kind of like a Sundance kind of thing. Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid. Wow, that thing is scary. Like a people sloth.
Sounds like it.
So I say, perhaps we should just put our mouth on the end of this air gun. Be done with it.
I say
Worst-
that's a wuss's way out.
And then you use your exoskeleton arms.
Oh yeah! I put those on, and I start just doing this. And clearing a pathway.
So you guys, Chris firing the air gun, you swinging your gun or your arm side to side. I'm gonna give you a fate point and say that 2 zombies. It was 2 zombies grab on to you, 1 on each arm.
All right, I just I put my mouth on the barrel of that air gun and I just pull the trigger.
Okay. And you hear this huge explosion, Tim, as you shake off the first zombies. But more are going towards you. And as you're fighting off the zombies and trying to push them at bay, you see a light, a faint, dim light in the distance. And a church on a hill has a cross that is glowing white light. And as you see that, you think that would have been a great place to go as you feel teeth sink into your neck.
Oh, I knew it.
A zombie pulls you to the ground, and everything goes black.
And I feel the teeth eating at my nerves.
So everything is black. And I know we're going to end very, very soon. But there is a punchline. Boom. You wake up, both of you.
Oh, no way.
And the ground is cold and damp beneath you. And looking around you, you see you are surrounded by graves.
Oh no. Do
And
we
that's where
remember?
we're going to end it.
And I don't
And you remember nothing. Your head hurts. You remember nothing.
And now that's like that
That's
other
pretty
movie.
good, actually. That's a pretty good ending.
Wow, thank you,
Just a
Justin.
revolving circle. Just a revolving circle.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Yes, that was. I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys, but
I think so. There's a lot of freedom in that game.
there was a lot of freedom, and I would say that that's Fate's biggest point. At first, for the first 45 minutes to an hour or so, I think we got a little too bogged down in the rules. And I think that's exactly what Fate Core doesn't want you to do. Once we got to the second room, we just started trading fate points for things that happen, and I think that's a much more fluid way of using the system.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's something big that we wanted to happen, then we'd roll skill for it. But for the main part, the trading back and forth, I thought it went pretty well. Yeah, what do you think, Chris?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was, and I love the twists and turns that you put into the story. So it was really good. Thank you.
Good. Well, I wouldn't have had any of those ideas if it weren't for our audience and our viewers and fans. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching and contributing, spending experience, all of that stuff. I thank you. Harlan thanks you. Garland thanks you. And that's all I have to say. I'll see you next week. We're going to be right back to Numenera.
And Harlan Guthrie will be back, and so Michael should be back as well.
Yeah.
Session 3 of Numenera.
To getting back
Right.
in Numenera.
Well, without further ado, I'd like to say good night. Thank you for watching. And if you join us next week, we'll See you around the
The table.
You can say it. See you around the table.
Around the table.
Bye-bye.
Together. Bye.